That's right, Saturday night, and Arizona Rattlers wall ball, arena football on AZTV. Tonight, the Rattlers go after win number 5 in a row as they face the Bossier Shreveport Battle Wings here from downtown Phoenix. Hi everyone, Tom Leander along with Dan Minucci. And Dan, these Rattlers, they sure do love drama. Their last 2 victories coming on the final play of the game, wins over Milwaukee and Oklahoma City.
And if that's one thing you want to look at your team is growing up as a team, winning on the offensive side and winning on the defensive side. This team has truly grown up. When you stop and think about the Milwaukee game, Rob Windsor in overtime, coming at you to get great timing, great throw by Nick Davila, and they're not going to mess around. We've seen this play with Hucky Cooper for years and Randy Gatewood. Option run pass, they're going to go ahead and end the game in overtime, win that football game, and then you come back next week, there it is. Riley Swanson, Brandon Freeman, they win this football game 56-55. And for Kevin Guy and this Arizona Rattlers team, that's what you want. Your offense to step up one week and your defense to step up the other week. That's a sign of a team that's growing up and making a run for a championship.
And for the Rattlers, 4 games decided this season by just 1 point. They have a new commander of the Arizona Air Force. It is Nick Davila, their starting quarterback. And Dan, when you talk to these Rattlers coaches and players, they say right now he's a very good quarterback, but he's on the cusp of being a great quarterback in the Arena Football League.
And he's just a rookie, everybody. Here's a young man that's got 60 touchdown passes already. He could shatter all the records for a rookie quarterback. 11 interceptions, 67%. In the last 3 weeks, gentlemen, 22 touchdown passes in 3 games. Here's a young man that's really feeling comfortable with the offense. He's reading, reacting, and more than anything, he's having fun out there and directing this high-octane offense that Danny White's been leading for many, many years here in Arizona Rattler country.
Yeah, the slinging southpaw. He was a star in AF2. This is his first year in the Arena Football League. So who's his top target? For more on that, we're joined by Randy Gatewood again on the sidelines. Randy, who does he love to toss it to?
Tom, he's tossing the ball to one specific person this year. Rod the guy at Windsor. This guy is smart. This guy is very deceptive in his feet. A guy who totally understands the game of arena football. Look for him to do some big things tonight again. He's a guy who's right where he's supposed to be and truly believes he's right where he's supposed to be at the top of the league in several categories this year. So look for him to do some big things tonight. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thanks, Randy. And Randy will have a nice one-on-one interview with Rod Windsor coming up at halftime. So the Rattlers going after win number 5 in a row and trying to make this a perfect 3-0 homestand at U.S. Airways Center. Their opponent tonight, the Battle Wings. We'll tell you about them when we come back.
Honey, where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteinteam.com.
The 2-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their 3rd arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. This Saturday, it's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the all-pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Bossier Shreveport, the Battle Wings, come in 3-7. They have lost 7 of their last 8 games as they take on Davila and the Rattlers. And now, just in the nick of time, Dan Minucci with his keys.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that this team needs to do is the offensive line. They need to give Nick Davila the time to throw the football down the field. Defensively, they got to put the pressure on a young quarterback in Gary Cooper, and they have to keep the pressure on. Go out, win this game early on, continue that pressure, and put it away early and often against the Battle Wings of Bossier Shreveport.
Early energy, you're right. That was the key for head coach Kevin Guy of the Arizona Rattlers. He's tired of these dramatic finishes. He wants to try to put away a team like the Battle Wings early and get ready for a 3-game road trip after this. A very difficult test for the Rattlers coming up 3 on the road, starting against Jacksonville. They were actually pounded last night by Orlando. Nick Gatto gets us started. Back to receive for the Rattlers. Off the net is Trandon Harvey. Harvey to the 12-yard line, and out will come Nick Davila. And the Rattlers offense, right now, the Rattlers offense, number 3 in the Arena Football League in scoring, averaging about 63 points per game.
Then you look at Nick Davila right there, it's almost 68%, almost 3,000 yards in only 9 games, 60 touchdown passes. We hit on that. But more than anything, he's comfortable with the offense. He will tell you he's having a lot more fun, and he's reading, he's reacting to all the things going on in front of him. Thus lies the confidence of one Nick Davila.
Last week in a victory over Oklahoma City here at U.S. Airways Center, 5 touchdown passes and 1 interception for Davila. He fires it over to Windsor. First play from scrimmage. Hello, Rattlers!
And we talked about him, Rod Windsor, Randy Gatewood, RG talked about the phenomenal year that this young man is having. He and J.J. McKelvey, both of them combined 47 touchdown passes. Nothing more than just a nice little post corner. Nick Davila gets a chance to step into the throw. Man-to-man coverage on the outside. You got man-to-man on Rod Windsor. You are going to lose that battle day in and day out. Coming right at you. You're sitting in that recliner there at home. Here comes Nick Davila. He's going to drop the football off to you right there in the recliner. You got that popcorn and a football.
Scaccia on for the extra point, and it nails it. Fabricio Scaccia, who was perfect last week in the victory over the Yard Dogs. And for Rod Windsor now, 26 receiving touchdowns. He has 32 total touchdowns on the season. Rattlers off and running here with a 7-0 lead.
And anytime you get a chance to make it happen, you got Rod Windsor getting his groove on early on to take the lead 7-zip against Bossier.
When I start my day off right, I always feel better. So when I decided to cut back on expenses, my gym membership stayed, and the morning lattes, first to go.
But even in tough times, you can't cut back on necessities, like health insurance.
Good thing Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona just introduced new health plans that start at under $59 per month. So now I can stay healthy and still watch every penny. To find out more, call your broker, call 877-317-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/rates.
Is there an addiction causing problems in your life? Are you hiding that addiction from others? Are you or someone you love suffering from an addiction? Then it's time to do something about it. Calvary has been your addiction recovery solution for over 45 years.
It's an amazing experience.
Calvary saved my life.
Get help. Call Calvary Addiction Recovery Center at 866-76-SOBER before it's too late. The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their 3rd arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football pick.
Rattlers strike early, take a 7-0 lead. The scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. Davila, 37 yards to Rod Windsor for the score. And now Scaccia will kick off for Arizona. Back to receive the very talented P.J. Barry. He calls himself Superman. He is a super player in the Arena Football League. Number 2 all-purpose yards at the bottom of the iron. Off the net and down at the 4-yard line goes Barry. Taken down by Kelvin Morris.
If there's one area that Kevin Guy, the head coach of this Rattler team, wants to continue to focus on, it's the special teams, because P.J. Berry's an individual that's one of the all-purpose leading returnmen in the Arena Football League. Gary Cooper, here's this young quarterback. His only his fourth game, a young man out of Grambling. We talked about this in the open. Make sure you put pressure on this young man. Force the issue. Force him into throwing some passes down the field that he can't see.
The Battle Wings have seen their top two quarterbacks go down with injuries this season. The ball is batted away, goes out of the back of the end zone for a safety. Two more for Arizona. The pressure early on against Gary Cooper.
As if Kevin Guy was listening to my keys of the game, Antaj Hawthorne just barrels over the right guard. He's going to come up right to the left side of your screen. Here he comes. He just pushes the pocket, gets it beyond the big fellow, Kimani Jones, and just right there, stays it right there. Look at him, grabs the football, swings his hands away. There's a dog pile. Back to Gary Cooper, the quarterback out of Grambling on Bossier, Shreveport. Great play by the Arizona Rattlers to create the pressure early on. Let a young quarterback know you're going to be back there all night long.
Guy was talking about the pressure that the defensive line has exerted for the Arizona defense. He said the pressure is on Taj Hawthorne. He has just been a man. 28 years of age, second-year player from Wisconsin, forcing that safety and tremendous pressure defensively, and a great start for Kevin Guy and the Arizona Rattlers. 9-0 lead. The touchdown pass to Windsor. The safety created by the defense. You mentioned the special teams, too, pushing them all the way back to the 4-yard line to begin their first drive.
This is a very focused Arizona Rattlers team. I had a chance to talk to several of the players before the game. They said, hey, look, we are now in the mode of defending the snake pit. We need to put this team away early. We do not want to get caught up in a team that has had little success to take us to the wire like they have the last 2 weeks.
Gatto kicks it once again to Trandon Harvey. Getting off the net. And here comes Trandon. He has a seam. Cuts left and thrown down at the 14-yard line. Taken down by Chad Johnson.
One of the luxuries that this Arizona Rattlers team has is because they've got four receivers. You got Trandon Harvey. You got Rod Windsor, you got J.J. McKelvey, and you look at Todd Defoe. All four wide receivers very, very unique in Arena Football League, because if one of the DBs goes down, we have to put our trusty sideline reporter Randy Gaywood to work to see who's going to be the defensive back that fills in.
Bring that jersey down from the rafters at number 17.
Right.
You're right, rolling the dice a bit. With just 3 DBs suited up in those 4 wide receivers. Davila, great protection, and finds DeVoe making the start. And he is still on his feet and thrown back at the 24-yard line. Todd DeVoe, who played the first week of the season, was injured and then returned for Arizona last week in their victory over Oklahoma City. As we take a look at the Rattlers offense, Booker, Young, and Harry, and ever since they have been along the front line protecting Davila, this team has gone on that 4-game win streak. And there you see the talented receivers, McKelvey, Windsor. We saw Todd DeVoe and Trandon Harvey, who's been returning kicks and will play wide out as well. The man in motion will be J.J. McKelvey. And jumping off sides, the front line of the Battle Wings. And it's been an awful start for Bossier Shreveport. This is exactly what Kevin Guy wanted, this strong start. He wanted his team to show some urgency early. Take a look at the defense now for the Battle Wings. Henry Bryant, Xavier Kennedy, and Alex Reed will try to put the pressure on Davila. And then they have Chad Johnson. No, that's a different Chad Johnson, not Ocho Cinco. That is Dos Cuatro Chad Johnson. He was very happy that the other Chad Johnson did change his name to Ocho Cinco. Had a good conversation with Chad this week. Davila going deep for J.J. McKelvey. A little bit of contact, but no flag.
One of the things that this Arizona Rattlers team was really focusing on this week is the pass protection. And Nick Davila has had great pass protection. Connie Kawhi, former Arizona Cardinal lineman, Kansas City Chief, long snapper. Kevin Guy's brought him in as more of a consultant to help Mark Tucker out, the defensive line and offensive line coach. Tuck, great player in arena football. But they just felt they weren't getting enough pass protection and allowing Nick Davila to throw the football a little bit deeper down the field. Give him about a little extra more half count so he can create those big plays.
It was DeVoe on the fly. He's the target for Davila. Makes the catch and goes into the zone for 6. Another scoring strike for Davila. This time finding Todd DeVoe.
And this is all created because he's got great pass protection from the big fellas up front. And I talk about the big fellas. You talked about John Booker, Kyle Young, Atlas Harrion. That's what you want. The pass protection, deep post corner routes. They're going to continue to run those post corner routes at these cornerbacks. This defense of Bossier Shreveport runs a lot of man-to-man out in the field. They run some combo coverages and zone on the inside, but the Rattlers want to take advantage of that, and that's what they're doing right now with the 2 touchdown passes early on for one Nick Davila.
And the powerful leg of Scotcha knocking in his second point after. Touchdown pass to...
Summer means one thing, the return of Wallace and Ladmo to AZTV. Whether it's your first time,
Wallace and who?
or the 100th time,
Absolutely the funniest guys ever.
you'll laugh along with Wallace and Ladmo, Saturdays at 6 on AZTV 7 Cable 13. Of course, Ladmo bags will be given away, so log on to aztv.com and enter to win. Brought to you by our friends at Hickman's Family Farms, the AZ Funnies, Cliff Castle Casino, Beams, and Villa Palavicini.
Your attention, please. Goodbye Auto Auction is auctioning off high-quality used automobiles and trucks. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Goodbye Auto Auction offers you an opportunity to bid on a huge inventory of well-conditioned automobiles. Bidding starts as low as $300. The gates open at 8. Auction starts at 9. Goodbye Auto Auction is located at 2956 West Osborne. For more information, call 602-523-3339. Remember, it's every Wednesday at Goodbye Auto Auction.
Elevate your night, elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
First ever meeting between these two teams. Bossier Shreveport actually moving up from AF2. Arizona with that 16-0 lead. This scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, culminating in the 28-yard touchdown pass to DeVoe from Davila.
One of the things I really like about that is Nick Davila is getting a chance to step into his throw. He's extremely accurate, but it's all based on that pass protection this offensive line has given him for the Arizona Rattlers.
Back to receive again, P.J. Berry. Didn't even make it to the 5-yard line on his first return. Takes it to the 10, cuts left, flag drops, and he is dropped to the 15-yard line as he drops the football. It's recovered by Geiger at the 20. And we'll see what the flag is all about on that return by the Battle Wings.
I think this is going to be on Byron Dozart.
Number 45.
Number 45. Thank you, Mr. Official.
That'd be Sean Hockley.
First down.
Sean Hockley, the young son of one Mr. Hockley, I've known for many, many years. Ed Hockley, best guns in the National Football League, maybe player and or official.
You're right. Sean doing the job here in Phoenix, and they will push it all the way back to the 3-yard line for Gary Cooper. Again, he is replacing Raymond Filyaw, who was their starting quarterback, one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league, but he injured his knee. Then came Kinsman Lancaster. He injured his shoulders, so they made the call to Gary Cooper, who actually played for John Norris, their head coach in AF2. Take a look at the defense for the Arizona Rattlers. They come in number 12 in the league scoring defense. They've registered only 5 sacks. They have 8 interceptions. As the offense first for the Battle Wings. Ruffins, Jones, and Kenyon Scott. Gus Tyson is their fullback. We talked about P.J. Berry and a very strong physical receiver in James Jordan. In motion is P.J. Berry. A lot of 3-step drops for Cooper. Goes and some screen plays to try to simplify the offense for Cooper. Now let's take a look at the Rattlers defense. Jones, Hawthorne, and Guerrero. Antaj Hawthorne already creating that 2 points for Arizona in the safety. Shropshire has been phenomenal ever since moving from defensive end to linebacker. And Terrence Sanders along with Riley Swanson and Brandon Freeman, a very talented defensive backfield for the Arizona Rattlers. Shropshire in his linebacker position, the handoff. You will see the Battle Wings run the ball more than most teams in the Arena Football League.
John Norris, the head coach for the Battle Wings of Bossier Shreveport. Here's a coach that believes in the running game, was a former offensive lineman. As a matter of fact, there he is right there, John Norris. You look at his record, 34-24. 4th season in Arena Football League, took the Tulsa Talons to the championship just a few short years ago, AF2. He was on the original championship team, the Denver Dynamite, back in 1987 when the AFL started.
Cooper slings it over to Jordan. He is met at midfield. You're right, John Norris is a great story. Speaking to him on the phone earlier this week, he actually said he was part of the first professional sporting event here at U.S. Airways Center, which was then America West Arena in 1992. He was a player for the Sacramento Attack as they faced the Arizona Rattlers here in Phoenix.
Was that when Dan Marley came out on with Fang on the Harley, and I think we had Arnie Spanier the Gorilla come out of the rafters and a little bungee jump in the opening game. I remember all those.
Charles Barkley was here as well to watch that. There's so much excitement the first year of the Arena Football. And down goes Cooper, and down go 3 flags. He is slammed to the turf.
Well, this one might be on Taj Hoffer, might be a face mask, but the pressure that they're putting on one Gary Cooper. Watch this from the left side. As you'll see, just this is offensive line, and Bozart cannot step up to the pump, and there's Hawthorne from behind to just pretty much bring him from the backside. Watch to your right side. Hawthorne comes around and grabs a little face mask and a little jersey, so that's one of those situations. You've got to be very, very careful as a quarterback, but that's what they wanted to do. Kevin Guy's defense wanted to get that pressure on this young quarterback. There's a young man that doesn't have a lot of snaps. And what John Norris, the head coach of the Battle Wings, needs to do is give this quarterback some simple throws. Give him some success early on. You're down 16-0. You need to put a drive together to get yourself back into this game.
Hawthorne just manhandling the center for the Battle Wings. And applying tremendous pressure. Cooper in the back of the end zone, almost intercepted with one hand by Riley Swanson. Terrific coverage from Riley, who was part of that tipped pass to preserve the victory over Oklahoma City. He, along with Brandon Freeman. Freeman actually missed the entire week of practice. He had to go back to D.C. to be with his girlfriend for the birth of their child, had a young son. But there were some complications, and Freeman did not return until yesterday.
As a matter of fact, Kevin Guy was telling me, I think there's 6 or 7 babies that have been born, whether it be coaching staff or players. Remember Nick Davila a few short weeks ago, that the baby is now 8 weeks old. Has it been that long ago we did the Chicago Rush game?
His son Moses. Freeman with his son Jameer, who was just born on Tuesday. Cooper evades the pressure, fires up Beebe, incomplete through the end zone, looking for Christian Wise.
Well, that pass was an absolute rocket. And Christian Wise coming along the backside of the end zone. Again, very good coverage by this Arizona Rattlers defensive backfield. He gets back, he just throws this ball. This is called the high hard one. This is one of those where you get those barbecue ribs going right there. And then on the coverage, Terrence Sanders, Brandon Freeman, and Riley Swanson. Remember that backfield, because that backfield is really starting to play very good football. They're understanding the switches. They're understanding the zone-man combinations that Kevin Guy and Omar Smith, the defensive coordinator, is putting together. After 9 games, they're starting to get it.
A bit of motion before the snap. And some words exchanged between Shropshire and Gary Cooper. But you're right, it'll be vital for those DBs.
Prior to the snap, delay a game on the
delay of game against the Battle Wings, but it'll be vital for those DBs to stay healthy. So much talent, but no backups here tonight.
Got a feeling for Gary Cooper, the quarterback, young quarterback. They're going backwards. You're down 16-0. I've been in that mode a couple of times, Tom Leander. I mean, whether it be with the Arizona Wranglers of the 1983 season or even Kansas State back in 1977 when OU's up about 35-0 in the second quarter. You're just looking for some kind of success. And I think what head coach John Norris needs to do is just settle him down and give him some very simple passing plays.
Rattlers delivering an early message in the first quarter. Cooper, more pressure, and then fires it over the middle, finds his man Willis Marshall, and Marshall takes 2 Rattler defenders into the end zone. What a strength of Willis Marshall. Played 12 years in the AFL and the CFL, showing his experience right there.
Well, how about the strength of one Gary Cooper, the quarterback, to basically fend off about 3 or 4 guys. He drops back to pass. He goes over to the left side. Coming over that left side is Alex Guerrero. He evades him. He comes back across the field, which is basically a cardinal sin, but he finds Marshall sitting down in the soft zone, makes a nice catch, and delivers by going into the end zone and carrying a couple of Rattlers with him.
Again, that is a very important score for the psyche of Bossier Shreveport. Gatto nails the extra point, and so now it is a 16-7 game. Arizona jumps out to a 16-0 lead. The Battle Wings were backpedaling, but back comes Cooper, who finds his man Marshall for their first score of the night.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. This summer, it's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
No matter where you ride, what you ride, or who you ride with, you can count on the Law Tigers. We created a free valuable benefit card that motorcyclists can't afford to be without. Free legal advice, a $10,000 hit-and-run reward, a 24-hour accident hotline, but most importantly, peace of mind. Designed by riders for riders, the Law Tigers Biker Benefit Card. Available at your favorite motorcycle shop or online at lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, Arizona's injury lawyers who ride.
And of course, every certified used Toyota goes through a rigorous 160-point quality assurance inspection.
160? Man. So you check the fuel line.
Yep.
Exhaust system.
Yep.
Brakes and calipers.
Yep.
Ejector seat and lasers.
Doesn't have ejector seats or any weaponry, sir.
I got a coworker. I wouldn't mind.
The best new cars make the best used cars. Get 2.9% financing on select certified used Toyotas. Only Air Valley Toyota dealers.
7-play drive for Gary Cooper and the Battle Wings, making it a 16-7 game here in the first quarter from U.S. Airways Center. Tonight's injury report brought to you by Scottsdale Healthcare. Carvalho went down a couple weeks ago in that game against Milwaukee. Anthony Mix injuring his knee. He is done for the season for the Arizona Rattlers. Back to receive again is Brandon Harvey. Takes it softly off the net. First forward and tripped up at the 10-yard line.
But Brandon Harvey, at any particular point in the game, is always a threat to take one deep. We talked about Terrence Sanders early on in the year. We talked about P.J. Berry of the Bossier Shreveport Battle Wings, who got a very good return team. Brandon Harvey not feeling well on Monday, but all four receivers, Nick Davila, getting the pass protection that he has had in order to throw the football down to one Brandon Harvey, getting him on track. So Brandon Harvey, 27 receptions on the year, 6 touchdown passes. So when you got those 4 in the game, it's pick your poison if you're Shreveport, Bossier Shreveport.
He's taken 1 kick return back for a touchdown. Sanders has taken 2. The screenplay and a pretty play to John Booker, who makes the grab and rumbles past midfield. You know, Danny White was talking to this past week about the fact that he really didn't have the talented fullback or tight ends to mix into the offense. Boy, sure looks like he was hiding something from us, because Booker made a nice catch and showed some nifty footwork.
Don't you like to see that the offensive lineman / tight end gets a little reward? 325 pounds come lumbering at you. I do not want to be the DB trying to barrel down at you.
Davila goes deeper this time, looking for McKelvey. Does he make a diving grab? Yes, he does! What a catch by McKelvey, laying out for another Rattlers 6-pack.
It is all about the post corner with these wide receivers with Windsor and J.J. McKelvey. The combination coming into this game of 47 touchdown passes between Windsor and J.J. McKelvey. Again, the great pass protection. Nick Davila stepping up into the throw. And watch this catch. He just lays out, gets his hands up underneath, and gets the football. Watch this, folks. Coming right at you. Watch his hands get up underneath the football, secures it in his belly, and just rolls out for the score. Great throw, great catch. And how about the timing of Nick Davila getting rid of that football as J.J. McKelvey's coming out of his break?
And Dan, how about Davila throwing 3 touchdown passes already here in the first quarter?
You got to love that with 3 minutes left in this first quarter. You're up 23-7. Now, one of the keys that I had in this game was to continue to put the pressure on these Battle Wings. Continue to come after them. Don't get into a situation where you can get complacent. They gave the Iowa Barnstormers a very good game last week. Iowa took control of that game when they won 48-42 by winning it in the third quarter. They outscored this Battle Wings team 21-7. The Rattlers cannot get complacent. They've got to continue to put their foot on that neck and take their business, as we like to say.
Very focused and inspired Rattlers team in the first quarter. Their scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Arizona. A touchdown pass to Windsor. Another one to DeVoe. J.J. McKelvey. 23-7. The Rattlers in command with 3:03 still to go here in the first.
You know, we talked about that in the open as well, too, Tom. A mature team, a team that's starting to mature, that understands the task at hand. And they understand that when you have a bad team, you need to come in, take care of business, but more than anything, take care of your home field advantage.
Barry back to receive. The kick from Scaccia. He has NFL potential, they say, of Fabrizio Scaccia. It catches the facade of the Casino Arizona section behind the end zone, and they will mark it at the 5-yard line for the Bossier Shreveport Battle Wings.
Well, you look at Gary Cooper, the quarterback. He now has 17 touchdown passes. He's got 4 interceptions. One of the things you've seen a lot of young quarterbacks is you see him throw off the back leg. Now, he's an extremely strong young man. He's a big young man. He goes about 235 pounds, and you talked about it earlier. He's got that rocket for an arm, but you got to be careful. You got to stay balanced in making sure you make the throw. It doesn't sail for an interception.
Gary Cooper flings it over to James Jordan, who makes the grab. You and I were down on the field taking a look at their starting quarterback, Gary Cooper. Boy, he has some size. He goes 240 pounds, but he can really move around the pocket and has a very strong arm, sometimes too strong, as we've seen here in the opening period.
I think the roster's being a little generous in 240 pounds. He might be closer to 250 pounds.
I think his 2 legs are 240 pounds.
They're huge. He's 5 for 7. He's had some pressure. He coughed up the football. Again, Kevin Guy's defense, Omar Smith's defense, continue to put the pressure, force him to make some throws he doesn't want to make.
There's that screen play to his wide receiver, P.J. Barry. Again, that was really a game plan for John Norris to offset the pressure from the Arizona Rattlers' defensive front. Some quick 3-step drops for Cooper, and also screen plays. We've seen 2 or 3 already from the Battle Wings here in the first.
That young man out of Virginia State does not have a kickoff return, believe it or not, but has 22 touchdowns receiving, right around a 12-point average, but he has that explosiveness, and that's what head coach John Norris likes about him. The explosiveness, the ability to make something happen after he catches the football.
And a guy who had 7 touchdowns in a game against Orlando, Antaj Hawthorne, jumps off sides. Trying to anticipate the cadence and the call from Cooper. Seen a very aggressive Antaj Hawthorne here in the first 15 minutes, and he was the one that was behind the safety in the first offensive possession for Cooper. And Davila with the 3 touchdown passes for the Rattlers to 3 different receivers. 3 penalties already assessed to Arizona. On top 23-7. Next they'll be heading on the road for 3 straight games. The hit was made in the backfield by Pittman, and then a swarm of defenders. And it'll be a loss for the Battle Wings. Thrown to the ground was their fullback, Byron Dozart. They call him the bulldozer, and he was going backwards because of this aggressive Arizona defense.
Well, you look at Shropshire, which has been the biggest change, but Pittman, here's a young man. He and Hawthorne is really starting to come around. Pittman, he gets a chance to spell some of the guys on that defensive line. There's a young man that is really starting to come on. He's starting to understand what it takes week in and week out in order to make things happen. There's the big fella at the Mac backer, all 325 pounds. I'm getting a running start coming at you.
Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Jones with the stick, but it looks like it's enough for a Battle Wings first down. Good quick hit from Ron Jones, 4th-year player out of Southern Mississippi. You look at that front line, Jones and Hawthorne and Guerrero, and mention that with that front 3 in the last 4 games, Arizona winning all 4.
And the other thing, Omar Smith has got a good rotation with his defensive line. That's one of the keys that keeps a team very, very strong and keeps that depth going.
Done with 1 here in downtown Phoenix. A strong showing from the Arizona Rattlers, trying to make it 5 consecutive wins and a perfect 3-0 homestand. Davila looked sharp, throwing touchdown passes to 3 different receivers.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the all-pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Today, with the economy the way it is, if you get sick, the bills can make you even sicker. That's why you want to call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. They will tell you about their new health plans and help you choose the one that's right for you and your family. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has introduced new and more affordable health insurance plans. So don't wait. Call your broker or call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona now to get the facts. To learn more, call your broker, call 866-691-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/TV.
When Hall of Fame quarterback and coach Danny White discovered the exotic and enriching flavor of Zango juice for the first time, he couldn't help but be just a little curious. While researchers are just beginning to uncover the powerful scientific properties behind the mangosteen fruit, Danny White was inspired to perform a few experiments of his own. An ancient remedy for years, the mangosteen fruit has been linked to everything from promoting a healthy seasonal respiratory system, neutralizing free radicals, supporting cartilage and joint function, and helping support the immune system. With Zango's delicious mix of antioxidants and ever-growing health benefits, we're finding that sometimes it's a little tough not to get carried away.
Honey, where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about
the thought process for Kevin Guy going with the 4 receivers tonight.
Thought process on going with 4 receivers tonight, it was the first time they had ever did this throughout the year, but they wanted to get Trent and Harvey on the field tonight. They felt like they wanted to get him out there, have him as that 4th guy. He understands that he could be put into a pinch if one of the DBs goes down, but he does have Kevin Morris, and he does have Harvey available if that was to happen. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Randy. Cooper now is 7 of 9 passing for the Battle Wings. Arizona, the Rattlers come in ranked number 4 in the coach's power poll, trying to make it 7-3 on the season. The pass along the sidelines is bobbled and dropped by Jordan. And a flag drops as there was more pressure on Cooper.
Well, this might be on Antaj Hawthorne.
Number 77 on the defense.
He's been a busy man, Antaj Hawthorne.
Well, Antaj Hawthorne is motivated. I like that. The only thing is you got to be careful you don't start hitting that quarterback down around his knees. And the National Football League, I think, is doing a very, very good job. If your initial attack is at his knees, but Antaj Hawthorne's going, hey, look, I'm just following through. I can't tell if he's throwing the football away, in fairness to Antaj Hawthorne. But you know how you got to protect those quarterbacks, Tom and Leander, just to make sure that they're still around. You know, they are the face of whether it's the National Football League, Arena Football League, or the UFL. I mean, we're the guys that make it all happen, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if Gary Cooper could feel that hit. A 240-plus pound quarterback. You hit him pretty hard, make him feel it. But again, Hawthorne exerting all sorts of pressure in the opening bell of this game, and Cooper finds his man for the touchdown in the end zone. It's James Jordan. Another diving grab. First we saw McKelvey for the Rattlers, and now it's Jordan for the Battle Wings.
Oh, Garrett Cooper does a very good job. He looks to the outside, and James Jordan is behind in a slot receiver, and he's going to come in behind him and make that catch. So good job by Gary Cooper to use his eyes, look to the outside, and then come back to James Jordan in the backside of the post corner.
And that was going to be one of the key matchups in this game. Brandon Freeman, who's a very physical defensive back for the Arizona Rattlers, matching up with James Jordan. Freeman, who missed an entire week of practice, and he watched Cooper find his man Jordan. It's now 23-14 Arizona.
When I start my day off right, I always feel better. So when I decided to cut back on expenses, my gym membership stayed, and the morning lattes, first to go.
But even in tough times, you can't cut back on necessities, like health insurance.
Good thing Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona just introduced new health plans that start at under $59 per month. So now I can stay healthy and still watch every penny. To find out more, call your broker, call 877-317-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/rates.
Trucks only. We have the largest pre-owned truck and SUV inventory in Arizona. Our team of expert buyers constantly search for the best quality vehicles for our customers. Like this 05 Dodge Ram Diesel, only $16,995. At Trucks Only, we have sold over 3,700 pre-owned vehicles in the last 12 months. Because we sell more, we can pass on huge savings directly to you. At Trucks Only, it's the customer, always.
Trucks Only. Mesa Apache Junction.
I'm Pat McMahon, and I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience how many unique and inexpensive items I've come across at the Fantastic Indoor Swap Mart. You too can shop Fantastic. Over 500,000 brand new items under one roof at the Fantastic Indoor Swap Mart, located at 27th Avenue in Camelback in Phoenix. You'll find everything you need and want at incredibly low prices. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 6. What's it called? The Fantastic Indoor Swap Mart.
Second touchdown of the night for the Battle Wings, cutting the Arizona lead at 23-14. Time now for the Casino Arizona throw for the dough. That's when they pull a fan out onto the field, and a chance to win $7,777 in cash, courtesy of Casino Arizona. And did he go to the Dan Minucci quarterback camp? Let us find out. The toss from midfield, trying to get between the uprights, just a little wide right.
My QBs go right down the middle. Got to get over the top, 12-6, and follow through.
Harvey wrapped up at the 9-yard line. And now is the ball loose? Battle Wings say they may have recovered. Did Harvey lose that in the pile of players? Bossier Shreveport says they have possession.
Recovered by Bossier Shreveport.
And it has been recovered by the Battle Wings. Boy, Brandon Harvey coughs it up.
That's one of those mistakes, Tom. We talk about these special teams and how important it is to secure the ball. And doing an excellent job of coming down the field is Chad Johnson to strip the ball away from what Trandon Harvey right there. You got him coming in, and basically Trandon Harvey, as he's fighting for more yardage, just loses the football. But a good job by Chad Johnson to come in there and stir it up to create the fumble.
Battle Wings falling behind 16-0, trailed 23-7 going to the second quarter. This was a desperate team, and talking to Chad Johnson this past week, saying they have to win out to have any chance to make the playoffs. Quick hit to Wise. Wise is wrapped up by Freeman, still on his feet, plowing forward and into the end zone. The ball was loose. Touchdown, Battle Wings. They are fighting and scrapping here at U.S. Airways Center.
And James Jordan comes up with the football. He's running a backside route. Coming over to make the catch that time is Wise. Wise makes a nice catch. He's fighting for extra yardage. The Rattlers do a good job of stripping the football. But then there's James Jordan. He caught the touchdown pass the play before. He comes up and makes an outstanding play, a hustle play I like to call that, for being around the football if something happens, if something comes loose.
Gatto on for the extra points. The first time we saw Willis Marshall, that was the first touchdown catch for the Battle Wings, went 20 yards fighting his way into the end zone, and then it's Christian Wise with a little help from James Jordan. 23-21, Arizona only up 2.
Elevate your everyday. Elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
Is there an addiction causing problems in your life? Are you hiding that addiction from others? Are you or someone you love suffering from an addiction? Then it's time to do something about it. Calvary Center knows exactly what people need to get and stay in recovery.
It changed my life.
It's your choice if you want to live or you want to die.
Call Calvary Addiction Recovery Center at 866-76-SOBER or visit us online at calvarycenter.com. The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football pick.
A very costly Rattlers turnover early in the second quarter. Trandon Harvey fumbled the kickoff, and it results in 7 for the Battle Wings. You see the pass to Christian Wise, but it was James Jordan with a heads-up play. He'll scoop up the loose ball for the 6.
Christian Wise continues to just battle into the end zone with the Battle Wings, and Jordan, again, Touchdown catch the play before. Mr. Johnny on the spot, hustling to get over there. The young man out of Louisiana Tech just making sure. All of a sudden, Tom Leander, the Battle Wings are back into this game 23-21 after being down 23-7.
The Rattlers offense hasn't even taken the field because of that fumble by Harvey. And that kickoff hit the facade. They'll mark it at the 5. Davila went 5 of 6 passing in the opening period for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. All of a sudden, a 2-point game. Let's see if Davila can generate a little more momentum and throws it to one of the officials. Makes a nice catch at the 10-yard line.
Well, Xavier Kennedy basically just came in untouched from the left side, and Nick Davila just had to get rid of that football. I mean, you get right from his left side, you're right. There's the big fella, moving at about 325 pounds. Nice catch by the official over there. Hey, turn that ball, give it to one of the fans in there, Mr. Official. I mean, they might start cheering you. Look at him smiling over there. Nice catch. You got to give it to the fans. They might actually applaud for you once in a while.
Like he's saying, that was his second reception of the season. He'll get a call up from one of these teams. Forget about the officiating. Davila, I guess they now say he's 5 of 7. That was an incomplete pass. This one is completed to Todd DeVoe. DeVoe again activated last week against Oklahoma City after being injured in the first game. Boy, he bounced back in a big way against the Yard Dogs. He had 2 receiving touchdowns and a rushing score in that victory last week.
Danny White, offensive coordinator, talking to Nick Davila, and I think what he likes to do with Nick is mix it up. They went through a lot of deep post-corner routes in the first quarter. Now coming back, slowing the game down a little bit because the momentum changed. So when you see Todd DeVoe, who's an outstanding wide receiver, all the things he can do, hitch and go route and lay it up for him so you can see what he can come up with.
And overthrown by Davila. There was some contact back there between Chad Johnson and Todd DeVoe. As Davila scrambled out of the pocket at all sorts of time, but excellent defense from Chad Johnson. He was the one that said this is a desperate Battle Wings team, wanting to try to win out. And Chad Johnson calling himself the playmaker. He made a very nice play there. He said he makes the plays, but he doesn't make excuses defensively. That's one of the toughest jobs in professional sports, being a DB in the Arena Football League.
Well, there's a guy that knows how to do that. To speak to that, it's our sideline reporter, Randy Gay. We want to talk to Randy about how Nick Davila is feeling so comfortable in the pocket, and he's throwing the football away. I like seeing that. If there is nothing there, throw the football away, live for another down.
Davila on 3rd down, whips it along the sidelines to Rod Windsor. Windsor coming off another big game last week, had 12 receptions, a couple more touchdowns, and he is on pace to shatter Calvin Schexnader's receiving records for Arena Football, not just for the Rattlers, but for the entire league.
This route here, you see Rod Windsor get separation. There's a lot of confidence there to catch it, turn up the field. But the way he's running the routes, he knows that it's a mismatch to the outside. 31 touchdowns, 188 points so far in the year. Coming into the game, 113 receptions. But his confidence of running routes and understanding the defenses in the Arena Football League.
Number 1 in the league in catches. Davila looking for Windsor, fires it up, and he makes a juggling catch for the touchdown. Geiger thought he was there defensively, but it was Windsor making the grab for the score.
Well, this is just great concentration when you see him coming up, and Wisham is right there on man-to-man coverage. Another deep post-corner route, all set up by the pass protection. Like this little move here, bang, to the inside and to the outside. Talk about timing. Now, there's Wisham right there. You got to go up to the ball at its highest point because you got Rod Windsor at 6'4". That ball right on the money, and he's got the strong hands. For all you youngsters out there watching, he used his hands to go get the football and pull it in.
Scotcha, and the kick is blocked. Again, he has such a strong leg that it's almost a half follow-through for Scotcha on those point afters. Doesn't want to try to overkick it. That one was blocked, so the Rattlers' lead is 8. Jaron Wisham was there defensively, but he couldn't stop the touchdown pass from Davila to Windsor. Scoring strike number 4 for Nick Davila here in the first half.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. This time, it's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
Your attention, please. Goodbye Auto Auction is auctioning off high-quality used automobiles and trucks. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Goodbye Auto Auction offers you an opportunity to bid on a huge inventory of well-conditioned automobiles. Bidding starts as low as $300. The gates open at 8. Auction starts at 9. Goodbye Auto Auction is located at 2956 West Osborne. For more information, call 602-523-3339. Remember, it's every Wednesday at Goodbye Auto Auction.
Today, with the economy the way it is, if you get sick, the bills can make you even sicker. That's why you want to call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. They will tell you about their new health plans and help you choose the one that's right for you and your family. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has introduced new and more affordable health insurance plans. So don't wait. Call your broker or call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona now to get the facts. To learn more, call your broker, call 866-691-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/TV.
Father's Day Eve here on AZTV. Happy Father's Day to all of you tomorrow. And this scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Arizona. 4 plays, 45 yards, second touchdown catch for Rod Windsor. Rattlers leading it 29-21. Talk about the strong leg of Scotchia and how he has to really kind of back off some of these kicks.
Well, he shouldn't have backed off of that because the Rattlers, as opposed to being up by 9 or only up by 8, you can't worry about hitting it softly. If you gotta drive it because these points are so precious in the Arena Football League.
Usually steps back 6 steps on the kickoffs when he's playing outdoors, and now he cuts that in half, steps back about 3 times for Scotchia. This is a guy who kicked a 68-yard field goal. He's a YouTube sensation, and it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest field goal kick without a tee in professional football. It's a semi-pro game being played in Florida.
Well, here's a young man that had to take care of his grandmother for several years, who played semi-pro football. So by the time he had a chance to go try and play college, they said, hey, you used up all your availability, your eligibility. So he just has basically been playing semi-pro football prior to coming in and kicking an Arena Football League. And I would say Fabrizio is one of those individuals that the National Football League will take a good, hard look at. He amazes a lot of people. They say at practice, he'll kick them straight in between the irons of 9 feet, basically 68 to 70 yards on a consistent basis. So this young man has got an extremely strong leg. I think Fabrizio Scotchia, fine Italian young man, be an individual you might see in the National Football League someday.
Rattlers practice in Mesa. Kevin Guy saying a couple times he's kicked it into the canal on the field, and wide open for the catch. Willis Marshall all alone, and he shimmies in for the score.
Well, this looks like a blown coverage by this Arizona Rattlers team. He goes right by Brandon Freeman. So Marshall just goes up the field untouched. And just like that, this Battle Wings team is right back in it. Good throw by Gary Cooper. Nice touch, wide open. Blown coverage. I don't know if that was man-to-man or man-zone combo by the Rattlers defense.
This is a feisty Battle Wings team coming in only 3-7. They were trailing 16-0 early. It looked like Kevin Guy was getting what he wanted, the energy, the urgency from his team, but now the Battle Wings have made it a 1-point game. 29-28. Gary Cooper has thrown 3 touchdown passes in the second quarter alone.
Where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444. Text Zango to 40123 or go to www.themangosteinteam.com.
A Rattlers turnover has helped turn this game around in the second quarter. Hey, Rattlers fans, you could win the Blue Cross Blue Shield Ultimate Fan Experience giveaway. The prize package includes 2 front row seats to a Rattlers home game, meeting Danny White, a pregame meeting with Rattlers players, the coin toss, and an autographed Danny White replica jersey. How about that? Go to azrattlers.com and enter to win the Ultimate Fan Experience giveaway.
Well, one of the things that you look at in reference to all the things that this Rattler team needs to do is keep the pace. They definitely need to continue to make sure they get up the field. As Trandon Harvey gets to the outside, another fine break tackle going off from the right side, the 25-20, gets one more block and comes down to the 12-yard line, but there's penalty markers on the field, Tom.
And Dan, how many times do you see that? A bobbled kickoff result in a long return. Sometimes over-pursuit from the special teams leads to these long returns, and it worked out perfectly for Trandon Harvey, but now the flag will go against Arizona.
And this one's going to be a clip. I could not see who it would be on. Looked like it was right around the 5-yard line, but Trandon Harvey coming back alive and well. That's the kind of returns you need. But the Rattlers team, a few mistakes early on here in the first quarter, now here in the second quarter, need to clean that up so they can get the opportunity to make sure they get those big returns.
Davila has looked very comfortable here in the first half when he's been in charge of this offense. He has thrown 4 touchdown passes, and so has his counterpart, Gary Cooper. 1st and 10 for the Rattlers offense. Over the middle to J.J. McKelvey, right into the heart of the defense. So Randy Geekwood, if Randy is out there, he was just talking to us moments ago about the comfort level that he has seen from Nick Davila. Is Randy with us?
Randy, you down there, big fella?
I'm here, my friend.
There he is. Talk about that, how comfortable Davila seems to you.
You know, I noticed early on, too, in the first quarter, he was very comfortable. He was focused. I was able to pay attention to what some of the things him and Danny were talking about. They're running a lot of read routes, and Davila's doing a great job of anticipating what the DB's giving him, and he's throwing those balls early. And so he's very comfortable, very relaxed. So look for him to continue to do that tonight.
Having a great first year of arena football. Again, he was a star in AF2 in Spokane last year. He's number 2 right now in passing yards in the league. A pitch play to Booker. He is sliced down at the 21-yard line.
And I like what Danny White does to kind of offset the momentum, slow the game down just a little bit. You know, Booker had a nice little catch earlier with a nice screen play. You move him to fullback, you move him to the outside. You know, you allow this Rattlers defense to kind of slow the pace down, because I think at any particular time, Danny White feels that this Battle Wings defense cannot stop them. So it's a good mix. It's an opportunity to also give the defense of the Rattlers a little bit of a blow on the sideline.
And show those Battle Wings a few different looks. Maybe use the tight end, use the fullback. The catch is made by Rod Windsor, still on his feet. Rod Windsor heading toward the end zone, going through defenders and in. But what a battle by Rod Windsor. They were hanging on to him for dear life. He stretches out, and the initial call is the touchdown. Let's see. I think the flag came after the score. There was some celebrating, some jawing going on between both teams.
Well, Sean Hockley looks like he's going to go over to head coach of the Battle Wings, John Norris, and talk to him. I mean, you hate to see another great game by the Arizona Rattlers get called back. Let's see what Sean has to say here.
After the touchdown, personal foul, unnecessary late hit on the offense, number 63. The score counts, and the 10-yard penalty.
And the late explosion. That flag called on Devin Clark, who was signed a couple weeks ago after Brendan Carvalho was injured. But let's go back to the play and the speed of Rod Windsor.
Nice movement when he catches the football. He's tough to bring down, 6'4", 215 pounds. He had a great run last weekend, a 36-yard touchdown pass. We went back and forth across the field. This is what pro scouts like to see. Catching the football with his hands, securing it, running away from the defense, your change of direction, and then stretching it out, having the heart to want to score the touchdown. I think we saw all tangibles right there in when Rod Windsor.
Scotcha softly knocks it through this time for the point after. And you've talked about the potential of Rod Windsor possibly being picked up maybe by the UFL or the NFL.
A lot of scouts watching this young man and one Rod Windsor. So Rod Windsor He's the individual that's making it happen, making this Arizona Diamondbacks, this Arizona Rattlers team make sure that they get in the end zone early and often as the Rattlers leading at 36-28, 4:26 remaining, second quarter.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. This Saturday, it's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
Your wallet is filled with valuable things. Your identity, your money, your credit, even your memories. But if you ride, the most valuable thing in your wallet is your Law Tigers Biker Benefit Card. Because with this card and the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. The Law Tigers, Arizona's injury lawyers who ride.
When I start my day off right, I always feel better. So when I decided to cut back on expenses, my gym membership stayed, and the morning lattes, first to go.
But even in tough times, you can't cut back on necessities, like health insurance.
Good thing Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona just introduced new health plans that start at under $59 per month. So now I can stay healthy and still watch every penny. To find out more, call your broker, call 877-317-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/rates.
8-point lead for the Arizona Rattlers, and gaudy numbers being put up by Davila, who's thrown 5 touchdown passes, and Rod Windsor, who has 3 touchdown catches.
A lot of folks looking at this young man, National Football League scouts, UFL scouts. As a matter of fact, Russ Michna, the quarterback of the Chicago Rush, and Sammy Parker have both left the Chicago Rush for a couple weeks for UFL minicamps. But this young man right here, Danny White, says, hey, if the Arizona Cardinals or Green Bay Packers call tomorrow, we got to let him go. But the UFL is not going to touch any of the Rattlers players until the season's over.
4 receptions and over 100 yards receiving. It was Willis Marshall, not P.J. Berry, and then Christian Wise loses it. The ball was stripped and recovered by the Rattlers. Big break at the 4:14 mark of the second quarter. J.J. McKelvey pounced on the loose ball.
And it looks like Marcus Pittman might have been the individual that stripped him of the football. J.J. McKelvey was right there. There's a lot of action, a lot of hand movement as Marshall's trying to get that extra yard. There's Weiss eventually comes up with it, but right there, you saw the big fella go by Marcus Pittman as he's running by him, strip him, stick that hand in there, and McKelvey right there to return and get the football. 6'4", 225 pounds, big fella out of Clemson, and that's one of those turnovers by the special teams that Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Rattlers, wanted to see in tonight's game.
And Dan, it begs the question, why wasn't P.J. Berry back to receive? He's their all-purpose man, the guy they call Superman. He's been doing most of the returning this season for Bossier Shreveport.
I think every once in a while that the coaches outthink themselves, and I think John Norris, the head coach of Bossier Shreveport, probably say, hey, look, let's give him a blow. But when you're in a close game like this, every possession, every play is extremely important. And P.J. Berry, I'm looking at him over the sideline, looks healthy to me. I still see him over there sitting down, so he's probably wondering why he wasn't on the kickoff return.
And again, it really was Willis Marshall who misplayed that kick off the net. Davila from the 17-yard line, a little screenplay to his wideout Rod Windsor. He is met immediately. Not much of a game. The Arizona offense, and that stop made by Philip Geiger, player out of Texas, 5'11", 205, spent 3 weeks on the injured list, but part of a good secondary for Bossier Shreveport.
Well, that's a slip screen that the Rattlers have run for many, many years. Calvin Schexnader, Randy Gatewood, Hunky Cooper. But you're right, Geiger does a great job of recognizing it. Makes a good read into the backfield, watching Nick Davila's eyes.
On the fly is McKelvey for Davila. Excellent protection. And it's caught by Todd DeVoe. Sidesteps to the 10-yard line. It'll be short of a Rattler first down.
Boy, this offensive line of the Arizona Rattlers is just doing an outstanding job. You look at Kyle Young, the center, John Booker at left guard, and then Atlas Herring. I mean, just the protection has really stepped it up. Also, there's the big fella, number 59, Kyle Young. Connie Kawhi, you got Tucker helping him out, making sure that all assignments were well with any kind of stunts. and the Mac backer and the Jack backer, that's one of those situations why Kevin Guy brought in a Connie Kawhi. That's why Mark Tucker making sure these guys understand that was a concerted effort in this week's practice to make sure that they gave the opportunity of Nick Davila at quarterback to go to his secondary guy, to go to his third guy if he needed to. And so far tonight in this first half, we're seeing that.
Down on the field is Chad Johnson, their defensive back out of Texas Tech. Actually grew up in the Shreveport area. Was happy to be back there, playing now in the Arena Football League after bouncing around for a few years. But he is shaken up, so the officials calling a timeout with 2:53 to go until halftime. Stick around. Katie Hartley and Randy Gatewood will have a feature and the highlights coming up at halftime here on AZTV. Hey, Rattler fans, you could win the Blue Cross Blue Shield Ultimate Fan Experience giveaway. The prize package includes 2 front row seats to a Rattlers home game, meeting Danny White, a pregame meeting with Rattlers players, the coin toss, plus an autographed Danny White replica jersey. Go to azrattlers.com and enter to win the Ultimate Fan Experience giveaway.
Well, the Rattlers right on cue. Danny White continuing to put the pressure. You get a nice turnover, mixing it up. You look at all the things that he's done for years and years in the Arena Football League Hall of Fame, head coach here for years in Utah, but he knows how to mix in the game plan.
Windsor is knocked down, nowhere to go for Davila, then throws it into the second row. I'll tell you what, Rod Windsor was held and tossed to the ground by Akili Sahuba Barudi. And that's why Davila had no option but to throw it away.
Holding on the offense, number 54. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, number 91. Those fouls offset. Third down will be replayed.
They could have thrown another flag on Sahuba Barudi.
Well, you get the offsetting, but here's the hold. Looking at it right there. Right, that looks like the wrestling move of the week by Mr. Booker. Hey, if you're going to grab and hold him, take him down. You're going to get called as it is. Grab that jersey. As a quarterback, we used to say, look, if in doubt, hold him, grab him, tackle him. Give me the opportunity to make another throw, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
is that asking for much, Tommy Lee?
No, and protect your prize quarterback, if that's what it takes. Look at Davila's numbers, 13 of 15. Drops back, whips it back in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Another TD for McKelvey.
Well, that zone-man combo coverage inside the red zone that the Battle Wings won. Then at the run, a little confusion back there with Marshall and also number 28, who's been having a great game so far, is Wisham. Coming right at you, folks. Little post corner. There it is. Simple throw. A lot of times guys will try to aim that. Think about Nick Davila. This is the most relaxed I've seen this young man at quarterback. That means he understands the defense. He understands the routes. He's relaxed. He has ability and the confidence. And you have a very easy score for him.
And then you have Billy Ferris taking it in for 2. Remember earlier, Scotcha had missed a point after, so the Rattlers go for the 2-point conversion, and scooting in is their backup quarterback, Billy Ferris.
That's a great call by Danny White. And here's the reason why. When you have a situation where a defense is frustrated by a blown coverage, they're over there talking to themselves. Well, you got Kevin Guy and Danny White over there going, hey, look, let's go for 2 points right here. These guys are a little disoriented over there. They're jawing at each other. Totally catches them by surprise. And the backup quarterback, as a backup quarterback, I know the experience of holding for some of the great kickers of all time and backing up periodically. It's nice to get involved in the game, get 2 points or 7 points or whatever. Just nice to get involved.
And very involved in that drive, too, was J.J. McKelvey. And remember, not only did he catch the touchdown pass from Davila, but he recovered that fumble when Christian Wise fumbled the kickoff. And Willis Marshall misplayed the kick. McKelvey recovers, and then he was the one that caught Nick Davila's 6th touchdown pass of the first half. That's right, he's had 6 already.
And one of the things that Danny White said that this young man, Nick Davila, had to work on was his eyes, looking off the defense. Here he looks to his left, then he comes back. He initially looks to his right on his pre-snap, looks down the field, and comes to the outside to McKelvey. What that does for all you young quarterbacks, it freezes that safety. They've got to monitor the middle of the field as opposed to telegraphing it to your wide receiver.
Battle Wings go back to P.J. Berry as the return man. And the ball caught the backboard of the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. P.J. Berry was very upset with his special teams and the alignment. He was gesturing to them. He didn't like the way they were set up.
Well, P.J. Berry knows that every possession is so important. And Scotcha, with the strong leg that he has and the great coverage, But again, getting back to Nick Davila, all the situations that he has had this year, he is really starting to come into his own. And folks, this is a rookie quarterback that he played in AF2 for Spokane. But you look at a young man like a Gary Cooper, 10 for 13 with 3 touchdowns. He's struggling, but you need those safe throws in order to get you on track.
Cooper has really come alive throwing the football in the second quarter. That one complete to James Jordan. Cooper, a guy who's completing about 66% of his passes coming into this game with 16 touchdowns, but he has been phenomenal in the first half. And Friday, July 16th, the Arizona Rattlers return home to host the Utah Blaze right here at U.S. Airways Center. The Blaze look to avenge an 83-58 loss to the Arizona Rattlers earlier this year. Those 83 points scored by the Rattlers in Utah tied a franchise record. Good seats still available for only $10. Order your tickets at 602-379-2333 or log on to azrattlers.com. And that will be a very special evening as well, Dan Minucci, as the Rattlers are planning to honor their former star quarterback, Sed Bonner, the ultimate honor, retiring his number 13. So we'll join Hunky Cooper and our own Randy Gatewood up in the rafters, and they'll have that ceremony on July 16th.
Boy, Sed Bonner, I remember covering him his first couple of years back in 1993, 1994. There you got Bonner fans right there, and quite the basketball player, quite the track athlete at Cal State Northridge. But Sed Bonner, one of the greatest of all time for Arena Football League. Rightfully so, they're going to hang his jersey in the rafters here at U.S. Airways Center.
Cooper, from his back foot, looking for P.J. Berry and overthrows him. 52 seconds to go until halftime. Rattlers leading 44-28.
I remember back in 1994 when this Arizona Rattlers team won their first title in Arena Football League. There you have it. A team, Cedric Tillman, Calvin Schexnader, Hunky Cooper. Then you look at the Raptors in 1997. Cedric Bonner, all the things that he's done for this organization. He used to sell tickets in the off-season. He'd be working in the ticket office, and one of those part-time jobs back in those days that these guys had, 2, 3, 4 jobs during the season and during the off-season specifically.
Sed Bonner was quite a basketball player as well in his spare time. Cooper flushed out of the pocket. Wings it deep, looking for P.J. Berry. He had a couple receivers down there. Flag drops, and likely will be interference against a Rattlers defensive back.
This flag looked like it was thrown right in the area where Brandon Freeman was down there covering Berry. Also down the field was James Jordan, so you had 2 receivers.
Defense number 21.
And it will go against Riley Swanson of the Rattlers.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, Riley Swanson did a great job of breaking up that last-ditch effort by the Oklahoma City Dogs last week to secure the victory. But just going down the field, you have 2 receivers in the same area. This is basically broken routes by the Battle Wings, and you got Jordan and Berry in the same area. One guy's got to be a post, one guy's got to be going to the outside on the go route, and Riley Swanson, I don't know, that might be one of those incidental contacts.
It's just a massive bodies there at the goal line. I'm not so sure about that call. It's the 8th penalty assessed to the Rattlers in the first half.
And Tom, if I can interject here, that's how you keep a bad team involved in the game, is with all the penalties, how you hurt yourself. And we've seen it on kickoff returns, we've seen it on sacks, we've seen it on pass interference. You cannot allow a bad team or team that's been struggling to get back into the football game.
First down for the Battle Wings. Searching for their 4th win of the season. They pitch it over to P.J. Berry, and he is wrapped up at the 20-yard line. You know, last time we were on the air here on AZTV, we were joined in the second quarter by Doug Plank, and he talked about the importance of being that last team to score in the first half.
He really did, and he said that that's that momentum that you want to take into the locker room as the Arizona Rattlers call a timeout here. And I think that Omar Smith, the defensive coordinator, and Kevin Guy want to make sure that they get a stop. And one of the things that Kevin Guy talked about coming into this game is we need to get a minimum of 5 stops against this Bossier Shreveport team. Main reason why, we just talked about that in the open. Keep the pressure. Don't let a team that's been struggling giving them any kind of confidence. Because, Tom, as you know, in the Arena Football League, you give anybody any confidence. I don't care who it is. They can find that magic. They can start making plays. Both these teams have a lot of talent. It's just allowing them and giving them the confidence that enables them to expose that talent. And this Shreveport team is doing that here in the second quarter.
Riley Swanson, the defensive back for the Rattlers, calling Kevin Guy. The emotion was the man back there. And again, a heap of bodies beyond the end zone right there by the Rattlers bench.
Well, good job. I think that Gary Cooper does here is he avoids the rush. He steps off to the side. If you can remain accurate in this league and throw off your back foot, that's a very good thing. Rush is coming from his left side, steps him in the pocket, goes to his right, comes back to the left side. This ball just a hair outside, but the accuracy is always going to hurt you if you don't set your feet and follow through with the football.
Third down for the Battle Wings. They want to pressure Cooper, and they do. They force him down for Bossier Shreveport.
Coming to the right side of Cooper, right to your right side of your screen. There he is right there. Guerrero's right there. The other big fella we've been talking about all night, Antaj Hawthorne. The pressure here in the second quarter late with 31 seconds remaining is going to be key. And you look at what John Norris, the head coach for this Bossier Shreveport team, he wants to convert here on 4th down and 7.
They don't go for the field goal. Nick Davila still on the sidelines, and now Battle Wings will have to talk it over. They'll call it time.
Quarterback out there. This is only his 4th game. I don't care how much experience, how much confidence you feel. You got 4th down and 7. You still want to convert the first down. And I think that for anything, when you sit there and you talk with your offensive coordinator, you talk with your quarterback, do you understand what we want to do here? You don't have to go for it all here. We don't need a touchdown. This would be the time right now for this Arizona Rattlers defense to put the pressure on him and force him to make an errant throw and get an interception.
John Norris, who's been coaching this team in the AF2, led them to 3 straight appearances in the playoffs. Norris actually born in Wales. That's what he's been watching the World Cup. He said, no, I'm more of a rugby guy. 44-28, Arizona has led the entire...
Boy, what a catch, but what a throw. How about Gary Cooper? Just to your right side, coming off the back side, he avoids pressure again, throws off that back foot, and just throws an absolute frozen rope to one P.J. Barry. A little quiet here in the second quarter, but
down pass for Cooper in the second quarter. This time finding P.J. Barry, and you're right, that was a direct hit. A laser thrown by Cooper right on the money to Barry, who slammed into the wall. And now it's a 44-35 game. Cooper has been very impressive. This is a Battle Wings team that has had 5 different quarterbacks on their roster. We talked about Philyaw going down with a knee injury. Lancaster injured his shoulder. And they have moved on with Gary Cooper, who played for John Norris a couple years ago in AF2 in Bossier Shreveport. 6 plays, 45 yards on that scoring drive.
Well, Gary Cooper understands the offense, so understanding the confidence. Now also, on that touchdown pass by Gary Cooper, the Rattlers were called for another penalty, roughing the passer. So, again, when you see this Rattlers team and all the penalties starting to shoot themselves in the foot, aside from the pass coverage. So they're going to have to shore that up. You're getting the pressure on Cooper, but he's doing a great job of avoiding that pass rush and throwing accurately off that back foot.
You know, one of the things Danny White was talking about this past week, too, is trying to get another stop or two from their defense. They're going to definitely need that in the second half to create a little separation between themselves and this pesky Battle Wings team. I told you that the Rattlers come in number 4 in the coach's power poll. The Battle Wings, they're ranked 13 out of 15 teams.
Well, heads up, special team for an onside kick here. Nick Gatto, a young man with just one arm, and I held for a great guy that had one arm, and happened to put that being Tom Dempsey many years ago. Also, he's a very good tackler.
Mix it up, too. He is an excellent tackler for a kicker in the Arena Football League. Catches the facade, and the Rattlers will have it at the 5-yard line. Katie Hartley and Randy Gatewood around the corner with our halftime highlights and a special interview with Rod Windsor.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the all-pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Trucks only.
We have the largest pre-owned truck and SUV inventory in Arizona. Our team of expert buyers constantly search for the best quality vehicles for our customers. Like this 03 Ford Diesel, only $13,895. At Trucks Only, we have sold over 3,700 pre-owned vehicles in the last 12 months. Because we sell more, we can pass on huge savings directly to you. At Trucks Only, it's the customer always.
Trucks Only.
Lisa, Apache Junction.
I'm Pat McMahon, and I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience how many unique and inexpensive items I've come across at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart. You too can shop fantastic. Over 500,000 brand new items under one roof at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart, located at 27th Avenue in Camelback in Phoenix. You'll find everything you need and want at incredibly low prices. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 6. What's it called? The fantastic Indoor Swap Mart.
Welcome back to Rattlers Saturday Night. I'm Katie Hartley, and we're live here at U.S. Airways Center as the Arizona Rattlers try to make it 5 wins in a row. They're trying to defend home field advantage against the Battle Wings. Our own Randy Gatewood had a chance to sit down with the star of the game so far, Rod Windsor, to talk about his success. So let's take a listen.
As you can see, I'm standing here with Rod the God Windsor here, having a tremendous season this year. Want to touch with you on a few things this year. You know, I've had a chance to watch you a little bit, had a chance to study you throughout this season. You're having a huge year this year, leading the league in receptions, second in receiving yards. What's the biggest reason for your success this year?
I think my little girls. I think they more my motivation. To strive and make a life better for them, you know, when they get older. So I think that's more my motivation, and a lot of people telling me that I couldn't do it. I think that's a lot of motivation too. So I think that's a big part of why I've been so successful.
Coming into this year, what were your expectations when you decided you were going to come and play for the Arizona Rattlers? And I know you have some history with Kevin Guy, but coming into the season this year, like, what were your expectations?
To come in and dominate, as you can see, to come in and be the #1 guy in this league and try to come up and move up and try to make it to the NFL one day. And that was my biggest expectation, to come in and just take it over and do it and just kill it.
Yeah. I have to ask, though. First year, Arena Football League. I know you played some AFL too, and like I said, you got some history with Kevin, but did you imagine this? Everything that's transpired this year, the success you're having this year?
To be honest, I thought I would have been doing better than what I was doing now, but for the most part, I've been taking it as it go, you know, coming in and doing what I got to do to be successful. So I think that's the main part right there.
I have to indulge in it a little bit more because me, being a wide receiver, defensive back, but I actually like playing offense a lot more. As you come out, as you break the huddle, and you walking up to the line of scrimmage and you seeing the DB right there, right in front of you, what's going through your mind? Take us through the process a little bit as you get ready to run the route or the play that Danny's called.
Well, to be honest, when I get to the line, I look at the DB, see where he's standing, see where his position at, see what angles I got to take to get open, and that's kind of my thought process going into it. Every time I go up to the line, I'm thinking I'm getting the ball anyway. As you know, you're a receiver, so you want the ball every play. So my thought process is going to the line and thinking I'm going to get the ball, for real. To be honest, thinking I'm going to score every time I touch it.
Okay.
So,
All right, man. Well, it's always a pleasure. I've been excited this year, having the opportunity to watch you play. Me being anybody who's played a lot of time, a lot of years in this league, it's always thrilling to watch a guy go out and have the success you had this year. So good luck the rest of the way. I'll be keeping an eye on you, man. I hope you guys can take it as far as you can go.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Back to you, Katie.
Thanks, Randy. Rod certainly has had an outstanding season so far. Now, the Rattlers really want to get this win before they head out on the road for three games on the road. Stay with us here on AZTV. Randy Gatewood will be back to break down the first half highlights. So stay with us, Rattlers Saturday night.
Elevate your night, elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
Is there an addiction causing problems in your life? Are you hiding that addiction from others? Are you or someone you love suffering from an addiction? Then it's time to do something about it. Calvary has been your addiction recovery solution for over 45 years.
It's an amazing experience.
Calvary saved my life.
Get help. Call Calvary Addiction Recovery Center at 866-76-SOBER before it's too late.
Your attention, please. Goodbye Auto Auction is auctioning off high-quality used automobiles and trucks. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Goodbye Auto Auction offers you an opportunity to bid on a huge inventory of well-conditioned automobiles. Bidding starts as low as $300. The gates open at 8. Auction starts at 9. Goodbye Auto Auction is located at 2956 West Osborne. For more information, call 602-523-3339. Remember, it's every Wednesday at Goodbye Auto Auction.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bye and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bye. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
It's halftime here at U.S. Airways Center. We're live in downtown Phoenix as the Rattlers are up on the Battle Wings, 44-35. Randy, you're really the pro here between the two of us. So as we roll some first half highlights, can you give us your thoughts?
Absolutely, I would love to. Thanks a lot, Katie. They pick up right where they left off. As you can see, Davila throws a dart to Windsor, who goes in for the touchdown. Defense creates some intense pressure here, creates a safety. He comes right back, throws another touchdown to DeVoe, who makes a great catch while going into the boards right there. Excellent job of Davila of reading the first half. Comes back, Willis Marshall comes back, a great effort right here. Drags a couple of Rattlers into the end zone for a touchdown pass. Only mistake the Rattlers had in the first half was a fumble here by Harvey. Fight for extra yardage. Unfortunately, he fumbled it, which led to this touchdown. Wise is going to make the catch, but he's going to be stripped of the ball also and fumbled it into the end zone, where Jordan recovers it for a touchdown as well. They come right back. Blown coverage right here by the Rattlers. Willis Marshall takes a long ball into the end zone. Rattlers will make that. Coming back, Rod Windsor makes a great catch, accelerates past the defense, and pretty much wheels his way into the end zone right here. Great, tremendous effort. Coming back here, ball's off the iron. Rattlers create a fumble where McKelvey recovers it, which leads to another touchdown by J.J. McKelvey right here in the first half. They come right back. Barry makes a great catch right there. As you can see, he's been pushed into the boards, but does hold on to the football. A great first half of highlights. Great first half of highlights. Rattlers 44, Battle Wings 35. Look forward to a great second half, Katie.
Great. Thank you so much, Randy. Well, let's hope the Rattlers can keep it up in the second half. Stay with us on AZTV. We'll have first half highlights from Tom and Dan coming up next on Rattlers Saturday night.
When Hall of Fame quarterback and coach Danny White discovered the exotic and enriching flavor of Zango juice for the first time, he couldn't help but be just a little curious. While researchers are just beginning to uncover the powerful scientific properties behind the mangosteen fruit, Danny White was inspired to perform a few experiments of his own. An ancient remedy for years, the mangosteen fruit has been linked to everything from promoting a healthy seasonal respiratory system, neutralizing free radicals, supporting cartilage and joint function, and helping support the immune system. With Zango's delicious mix of antioxidants and ever-growing health benefits, we're finding that sometimes it's a little tough not to get carried away.
Honey, where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444, text Zango to 40123, or go to www.themangosteenteam.com.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the all-pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Halftime between the Rattlers and Battle Wings. Offensive firepower from both teams. Tom Leander along with Dan Minucci as the Rattlers going after their 5th consecutive win. If they can capture this game against the Battle Wings, we have seen 12 touchdowns in the first half. Nick Davila, his season high throwing touchdowns, 9 against Utah. He already has 6.
Well, coming into this game, he had 22 touchdown passes coming into this game for 3 games. And you look at that, he's on pace again to have another great game. Nick Davila, to me, this is the most relaxed I've seen this young man since we've been seeing him this season. We've done 2 games prior to this, and watching him year in and year out. Nick Davila, when you look at his numbers, 15 for 19. You talked about the 6 touchdown passes. But the key for me in watching this young man is he's relaxed, he's confident, he understands exactly what the defense has given him, he understands exactly what the pass routes are. And when you have all that, you have a guy that's reading and reacting and not thinking, that creates a lot of specialness on this offense and allows Danny White to open up the playbook even more.
And give a lot of credit to Gary Cooper and the Battle Wings. Boy, they battled back. They were trailing 16-0 early in this game. They pulled within 1 point, but now trailing by 9 at halftime. We'll talk more about the first half and set the stage for quarter number 3. That's around the corner on AZTV.
No matter where you ride, what you ride, or who you ride with, you can count on the Law Tigers. We created a free valuable benefit card that motorcyclists can't afford to be without. Free legal advice, a $10,000 hit and run reward, a 24-hour accident hotline, but most importantly, peace of mind. Designed by riders for riders, the Law Tigers Biker Benefit Card. Available at your favorite motorcycle shop or online at lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, Arizona's injury lawyers who ride.
Trucks only!
We have the largest pre-owned truck and SUV inventory in Arizona. Our team of expert buyers constantly search for the best quality vehicles for our customers. Like this 04 Chevy Avalanche, only $10,899. At Trucks Only, we have sold over 3,700 pre-owned vehicles in the last 12 months. Because we sell more, we can pass on huge savings directly to you. At Trucks Only, it's the customer, always.
Trucks only!
Mesa Apache Junction.
Where's all the Zango?
For more information about joining Danny White and the Rattlers Zango marketing team, or about the Zango products, call 888-700-0444, text Zango to 40123, or go to www.themangosteenteam.com.
Welcome back with producer Scott Garifo and ML Freitag on graphics. getting set for the start of the third quarter. This is your typical Rattler fan and your typical Arena Football League game. 44-35. We talked about Davila, the 6 touchdown passes in the first half. 3 were caught by Rod Windsor, 2 by J.J. McKelvey, and the first one from Todd DeVoe. Off the net, into the hands of P.J. Berry. P.J. Berry on the move, and he is whipped down. Great defensive play by Kelvin Morris.
You know, Tom, coming out here in the second half, Bossier Shreveport did a phenomenal job in that second quarter. They really settled their quarterback down. Gary Cooper did a great job of just getting into the rhythm. And I got to commend the coaching staff, the offensive coordinator and one head coach, and John Norris for this Bossier Shreveport team, settling him down. 12 for 18, 4 touchdown passes. But most importantly, see that last box right there, interceptions? 0. He didn't get rattled. He didn't have any unforced throws. He took care of the football. If something wasn't there, he threw it away. That's what you like to see in the growth of a young quarterback.
Cooper has been receiving tips from Raymond Filyaw, who was the starting quarterback at the start of the season. Again, one of the most efficient quarterbacks in arena football. Filyaw going down with a knee injury. Lancaster injured his shoulder. They turned to Cooper. But Filyaw is still there every day at practice, working with Gary on the plays and helping him slide into this comfort zone, throwing those 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Well, that's exactly what you're going to need. And I think more so than anything, if you're a quarterback that can't play anymore, some of that best advice as far as teaching the young guys, mentoring them, helping them in the film session is so vitally important.
Interesting pass over to P.J. Berry. It's kind of a forward toss by Cooper. It's caught by Berry, takes it along the side. And when you look at Cooper, too, having played in AF2 for Bossier Shreveport, he was actually brought in initially by John Norris to back up Quincy Carter.
Well, that's just a nice, strong flip right there. That's a young man that's got a strong arm, got an extremely strong wrist. And a lot of times when you see guys that can flip the ball like that, that's when they come down on the option. And somewhere that be in high school, whether it be at Grambling, as he came out of Grambling University. And, you know, that's just a strong, strong flip. That is a forward pass, by the way, Tom Nylander.
Very interesting. I've not seen that in quite a while. Cooper over the middle, completes it to Christian Wise. And Wise is turned into wallpaper. Terrence Sanders was there defensively for Arizona.
Well, the Battle Wings are starting to do a very good job of finding the soft spots in this zone defense of the Arizona Rattlers. Now, the Rattlers will mix up their coverages. They'll go a lot of man-to-man, a lot of man combos. And it looks like Gary Cooper is starting to understand what he's seeing, and that is so important as a quarterback, whether you're an experienced quarterback or a young guy, that you're starting to understand and see. That's why this Rattlers defense needs to start getting that push that they had on this quarterback as they did in that first quarter.
Rattlers trying to finish off a perfect homestand. Cooper along the sidelines, caught by Willis Marshall. Not much of a gain. Wrapped up by Riley Swanson. Kevin Guy just raves about Riley Swanson. Swanson calling Guy the emotional leader of this team as the head coach. And Guy saying Swanson's the kind of kid that you would love to have as a son.
Well, and the other thing, too, that Riley Swanson does, and I think that this defensive backfield, they've got short memories. And they know that they're going to get beat. Here's a young man, 185 pounds, out of Wake Forest University. I mean, the Arena Football League, if you're going to be a defensive back in the Arena Football League, you better have an extremely short memory because you're going to get beat. It's just how you react at the end of the game, which is so vitally important for this Rattlers defense.
Swanson coming into this game with 4 interceptions, flags all over the field as the pass is thrown incomplete by Cooper. Initial indication, at least from the Battle Wings, is against Arizona, and it will be an offsides call against the Rattlers.
5 yards, replay, second down.
Well, it's those penalties that have just killed the Arizona Rattlers tonight. Alex Guerrero, that's the second time now. And there's Kevin Guy. There you got 10 penalties, 70 yards, and Kevin Guy saying, look, guys, you are down defensive linemen. Watch the football. And one of the things that Gary Cooper is doing now, he's mixing up his snap count. So here's this young quarterback that's feeling very confident. He's seeing that the defensive ends jump the motion guys, and the Arizona Rattlers defensive line have got to be very cautious of that.
Dumps it over the middle, looking for his big tight end. Kenyon Scott couldn't make the grab. Well, you saw that shot of Kevin Guy just moments ago, the intensity, and Swanson was talking about it. I love Kevin Guy to death. He sets the tempo, the high-energy coach, our emotional leader, but he does get in our face when we need it. Well, they were together in Rio Grande last year, AF2, as Guy stayed close to the game and scouted many of the players that he would eventually sign for the Rattlers this season.
Well, and I think that just understanding a defensive coordinator, a head coach's philosophy, understanding Danny White's philosophy on the offensive side, understanding Kevin Guy and in you understanding what they want and what they expect out of you.
In motion was Marshall. They pitch it over to Barry. Look at Barry. Great footwork by P.J. Barry, who takes it into the end zone. Dancing around inside the 10-yard line, makes it into the zone, and back comes Bossier Shreveport once again.
P.J. Barry, this young man out of Virginia State, they talk about his quickness and his explosiveness. Here's that little flip pass. Yes, that is a pass. And then the over pursuit coming back on that side is coming to try to make the tackle. Shropshire misses him. Then Guerrero comes down the line of scrimmage, and he misses them. Then last but not least, finally trying to get one last shot on him is Taj Hawthorne. So he can't get him. Great run, great throw, and great execution by this Battle Wings team.
Boy, just a fantastic play by the guy who calls himself Superman, P.J. Barry, eluding 6 or 7 would-be tacklers for the touchdown.
Elevate your everyday. Elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
I'm Pat McMahon, and I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience how many unique and inexpensive items I've come across at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart. You too can shop fantastic. Over 500,000 brand new items under one roof at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart, located at 27th Avenue in Camelback in Phoenix. You'll find everything you need and want at incredibly low prices. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 6. What's it called? The fantastic Indoor Swap Mart.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. This Saturday, it's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football pick.
Cam Minucci, Kevin Guy, head coach of the Rattlers, kind of set the table saying to begin the second half, Bossier Shreveport would have the ball. The Rattlers would need a stop. They didn't get it as Cooper hit P.J. Barry, and we saw some very fancy footwork to make this a 2-point game.
Well, last week against the Iowa Barnstormer, the Battle Wings came out in the third quarter, only scored 7 points. They got outscored 21-7. Listen, Lions, Iowa beat them 48-42, so they were bound and determined to come out and get their groove on here in the third quarter this week.
Here comes Trandon Harvey making his way along the sidelines and slides to the 17-yard line. Rattlers have used both Trandon Harvey and Terrence Sanders in returning kicks. Sanders has taken 2 back for a touchdown this season. Trandon had one in the first week of the season against Cleveland. Harvey was spectacular in that game, by the way. He had 4 touchdowns in that opener in Cleveland and then derailed by injuries. He's struggling with a hamstring pull and also an injured shoulder. First possession of the second half for Davila and the Rattlers offense, coming in ranked number 3 overall in the Arena Football League. Davila over the middle and finds J.J. McKelvey. We talked about where they rank to in the Arena Football League and how there are 15 teams in the league, but big news coming out last night that the league will add 3 more teams for next season, actually 3 returning teams. When you talk about San Jose, along with Kansas City and Philadelphia, we might even see Pittsburgh into the league as well.
I think that a lot of teams need to take that 20-second timeout. So for San Jose, for Philadelphia, for Kansas City, it's a 2-year timeout. And I think that what they're starting to see is that the model of yesteryear, the grassroots model, is working for those teams currently playing in the AFL this year.
Really speaks to the health of the league. Long ball to J.J. McKelvey for 6. Right on the money, Nick Davila, the soft touch, and nestles into the awaiting hands of McKelvey.
Well, and it all starts with the big guys up front. Just a great job of giving Nick Davila that extra time to lay this football up to J.J. McKelvey. You've got to have extra time once in a while. And that's what Danny White and Kevin Guy both said. He looks to his left, then he comes back to his right side. The post-quarter route that they've had so much success on the entire night. And again, just getting that extra half second for a receiver to get that separation. And on top of that, the nice timing and nice touch by Nick Davila.
Scotcha on for the point after. And it is straight through for Fabrizio Scaccia. The Rattlers lead is back up to 9, 51-42, as Davila has now just thrown his 7th touchdown pass of the night, 3 of them going to J.J. McKelvey.
Well, and that's what you like to have. Looking left, coming back to the right side. Great pass protection. J.J. McKelvey making sure he secures it before it goes into the end zone. The Arizona Rattlers striking in the third quarter, leading 57-42.
Trucks only.
We have the largest pre-owned truck and SUV inventory in Arizona. Our team of expert buyers constantly search for the best quality vehicles for our customers. Like this 04 Dodge Durango, only $11,995. At Trucks Only, we have sold over 3,700 pre-owned vehicles in the last 12 months. Because we sell more, we can pass on huge savings directly to you. At Trucks Only, it's the customer, always.
Trucks only.
Mesa Apache Junction. Is there an addiction causing problems in your life? Are you hiding that addiction from others? Are you or someone you love suffering from an addiction? Then it's time to do something about it. Calvary Center knows exactly what people need to get and stay in recovery.
It changed my life.
It's your choice if you want to live or you want to die.
Call Calvary Addiction Recovery Center at 866-76-SOBER or visit us online at calvarycenter.com.
Your attention, please. Goodbye Auto Auction is auctioning off high-quality used automobiles and trucks. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Goodbye Auto Auction offers you an opportunity to bid on a huge inventory of well-conditioned automobiles. Bidding starts as low as $300. The gates open at 8. Auction starts at 9. Goodbye Auto Auction is located at 2956 West Osborne. For more information, call 602-523-3339. Remember, it's every Wednesday at Goodbye Auto Auction.
Nick Davila with 7 touchdown passes already. He's with Randy Gatewood.
Standing here with Nick Davila, an excellent game so far. He's looking very comfortable, very poised out there tonight. What are you seeing out there that's making you so comfortable?
You know, my offensive line is doing a great job of blocking for me, and my receivers are just getting open, you know. We knew that if we can get some time, we could take advantage of them. But they're a good team, and they're going to keep fighting, so we just got to keep pounding away.
Very nice. You're looking very, very poised out there. Back to you, Tom.
Brandon Harvey makes the tackle. They're actually going to mark it appears, at the 2-yard line. Threw him back into the end zone, but Bossier Shreveport will be pushed all the way back and begin this possession at their own 2.
Tom, don't you like that? Just like a good quarterback, giving his offensive line the credit. They are pass protecting very, very well. Mark Tucker and Connie Kawhi have done an outstanding job, but I think Nick Davila understands that he's giving praise to his wide receivers. He's giving praise to his offensive line. I mean, that's just the type of quarterback that you want. He says, hey, they're getting open. I'm just putting it out there, which tells me he's a very humble, very gracious individual that gives them all the credit. That's what you want from a quarterback, is a humility with success.
From his own end zone, Cooper looking for Barry, falls incomplete.
Well, in that time, that looked like a broken off route by Barry. Cooper comes out. Now he understands. Now, this is the test of a young quarterback. You're down 51-42. You're backed up. You know you have to keep pace with one of the most outstanding offenses in the Arena Football League right now. So what you have to do as a young quarterback, just take what they give you. Don't force the throw. Just continue to stay on pace, stay on line with what they give you.
And you've talked about Cooper. No interception so far in this game. Big hit by Riley Swanson as he drills P.J. Barry.
Boy, you got to love this one. P.J. Barry very slow to get up. Talk about timing. Riley Swanson coming out from his safety position. You got a zone combo. And just coming down the middle, Barry catches, bang! Gets it right between right on the 8. Got that helmet up, drives him into the turf here at the Snake Pit at U.S. Airways Center.
Going back to that Rattlers scoring drive, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Arizona. Davila throwing his 7th touchdown pass. McKelvey picking up his 3rd TD reception. In motion, Willis Marshall. Flags drop, and they stop the play. 6:25 to go here in the 3rd.
The snap. Delay a game on the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
And let me explain what's going on right now with Gary Cooper. He's got a lot coming at him right now. He feels the pressure that he has to get a score here. They're throwing the plays at him. He has to understand the timing, the rhythm, that he's got to get this team in and out of the huddle. And you just want to make sure, as an offensive coordinator, you simplify things when things seem to get a little off track for a young quarterback.
And his battle wings coming off a 48-42 loss last week to Iowa when he threw 3 interceptions to the Barnstormers, throws this one up into the crowd. Great coverage again, and it's Riley Swanson. He has been the cover man for Arizona, laid a vicious hit on Barry just moments ago.
Well, Christian Wise, the deep ball there, and you look at Cooper. I mean, he's got a strong arm. I was watching him warm up before the game, and he can throw the football very easily, 60 yards. And this arena football is 50 yards wide by 20 yards, 21 yards wide, 50 yards long, I should say, at 21 yards wide. And he's got the strength, he's got the arm. Very good throw to put it out there if nobody can get it. His receivers can't get it. Nobody gets a football.
James Jordan on the fly. He's the target, but overthrown by Cooper. A flag does drop at the 12-yard line.
Again, trying to take a couple of shots down the field. John Norris starting to see some things with the secondary of the Arizona Rattlers. Want to take a couple of shots down the field.
For illegal defense on the play. The result of the play is an incomplete pass, 3rd down.
Inadvertent flag. It will not go against Arizona, and that results in this 3rd down upcoming for Bossier Shreveport. Rattlers leading by 9, and the fans here at U.S. Airways Center wanting a stop.
Well, they need to stop here. 3rd down and 15. Put the pressure on Cooper. Get to the outside, so he's got to step up into the pocket so you can clean up, so Shropshire can come up from that middle and force him to throw the football high down the field.
Pressure, and down goes Cooper. Cooper is sacked by Shropshire.
Seems as if Daryl Shropshire knew that it was time for him to make plays. We also have a penalty marker, but again, coming at you just to the left side, the push of the MAC backer, 325 pounds coming at you, makes a tackle, spins a guy 240 pounds down on the field. Isn't that the mass times force times velocity equals a lot of energy at the backfield there at the quarterback?
Comes our physicist again, Dan Minucci. But hey, talk about the Rattlers front line knowing it was a 3rd and long, able to pin their ears back and go after Cooper.
Well, and that's what Kevin Guy wants to see with Jones and Shropshire and Alex Guerrero. They want to see them coming up with big plays in key 3rd and 4th down situations, and that's exactly what Kevin Guy got from his defensive line.
And from his own end zone, Nick Gatto will attempt the field goal. He'll come up way short, actually go into the crowd. And the Rattlers will have excellent field position, leading by 9 with 4:33 to go here in the 3rd.
Boy, it looks like one of my tee shots here, Tommy Leander, pushing away right, not getting the hips through, just kind of leaving that driver out to the right side. So he hits it out to the right side, hits away right. Nice little Father's Day present for that young man, even though it looks like he's graying prematurely.
And the Rattlers will have it at the 20-yard line to begin this drive. We'll take the timeout back from downtown Phoenix right after this.
Some things really are intimidating. Playing poker at Casino Arizona isn't one of them. The 5th Annual Ladies State Poker Championship is back. Compete for this no-limit hold'em title and your share of the $137,000 plus prize pool. Casino Arizona. Elevate your game.
Your wallet is filled with valuable things. Your identity, your money, your credit, even your memories. But if you ride, the most valuable thing in your wallet is your Law Tigers Biker Benefit Card. Because with this card and the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. The Law Tigers, Arizona's injury lawyers who ride.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does Elmer Fudd have trouble with the letter R?
Shh! Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Okay, cut. I'm hunting rabbits, Elmer. Let's try that again.
Shh! I'm hunting rabbits.
Cut! Rabbits.
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 Rabbits?
Rabbits with an R.
Oh, this duet is starting to rub me the wrong way.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
With the father of two, Dan Minucci. Welcome back. Rattlers Saturday night here on AZTV. What are you doing for Father's Day?
You know what? I'm going to work out a few quarterbacks in the morning. I have a quarterback camp, and I work out kids in the morning, and then I'm going to work out a couple in the afternoon. Then my girlfriend's going to make the prime rib roast for me tomorrow. Yeah, a little
That's your request?
Well, yeah, it is Father's Day. I think I do deserve a request.
So you
once
asked
in a
for that
while.
dish?
Yeah, absolutely asked for that dish.
Very nice. Rod Windsor makes the catch. Pick up of about 8 yards for Arizona. Davila now is 18 of 22 for over 290 yards and 7 touchdowns.
So what do you have, like 6, 7 kids now?
All 3, but they're growing up quickly.
Oh, they are.
Daughter graduating from high school, heading to ASU, and there it's Honors College. A son at Brophy, another one heading to St. Simon and Jude.
By the way, did you make your sushi trip since we were on the air till 11 o'clock last time?
We did.
Milwaukee Iron.
We made it. Yes. Stingray Sushi was open until midnight.
Wow. You hope you get
barely made it by about 10 minutes.
You better invoice me for that commercial.
You're right. Davila is pressured, and his pass falls incomplete, looking for J.J. McKelvey in the end zone. Davila took a good hit.
Well, and one of the reasons why is the leading sack man, if you will, is Henry Bryant, that's got 3 sacks for the Battle Wings. And by the way, did I mention that Bryant is a Kansas State University grad? But again, he held on to the football. Bryant coming from the backside, little body slam. But the good thing is Nick Davila, no sacks tonight. Offensive line's doing an outstanding job. He gets rid of the football. Now, that was the last play they scored on in the last drive. This time, McKelvey thought he had a little bit more time. The pressure on the backside made Nick Davila throw just a little bit early.
Movement, flags drop. Windsor, the intended target, and incomplete. Boy, it looked like there's a whole lot of motion going on before the snap. Well, you talked about Henry Bryant, too.
Number 91.
And the call will go against Bossier Shreveport. But you talked about Bryant coming from Kansas State. All you guys are so theatrical. Well, very dramatic. You know, he is an actor on the NBC show Friday Night Lights.
Yes, I knew that, and I just want to let you know that is part of the culture for Kansas State University, because you know what? There's not a whole lot of a lot to do in Manhattan, Kansas.
So you all take drama classes?
Well, we take drama classes. We took actually took ballet 1 year. We took drama, radio and TV, physical education major that I am. You just never know, and if you're a natural ham bone like yours truly, it's always nice to be a little theatrical once in a while.
Did you really take ballet?
Yes, I did.
The catch is made by Todd DeVoe. He's still going inside the 10-yard line. You know, I say that in jest, but still, that's a great way to work on your balance and your footwork, taking classes like that.
Now you're starting to get it there, Tom Leander.
But I just never thought of you as being all that fleet-footed. I don't know if those classes paid off for you in particular.
If I could relate this to you, I was the Steve Young of the National Football League 10 years prior to Steve
Young. That's right. Davila whips it, and whips it good for the touchdown to Rod Windsor for the score.
Just a great route by Rod Windsor. You had a defensive mix-up in the secondary this time by the Battle Wings, but again, the pass protection, and Nick Davila to look to his right, come right to Rod Windsor right now. He saw that. Rod Windsor recognized the defense. Another nice read route to see the combination coverage, and Rod Windsor just sits it down right there over the middle of the field. Nick Davila seeing him and puts a strike on for another touchdown pass for Nick Davila.
That is number 8 for Nick. Scaccia with Ferris making a nice catch, and the hold knocks it through, and Arizona extending their lead now to 58-42. A 16-point lead, and that was their largest early in the game when they scored the first 16 points of this game. Hey, Rattler fans, Lower Bowl season tickets are still on sale. That's right, 3 games starting at just $30. Call 602-379-2333 or log on to azrattlers.com. Still a minute 17 to go here in the third quarter. Rattlers already have pasted 58 points on the board. Davila, 8 touchdown passes. Windsor has picked off his 4th TD catch of the night.
You know, you talk about just a quarterback getting on the roll. And this role basically is a situation. This scoring drive is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. Thank you, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They are my medical carrier, my insurance carrier, by the way. It's a little shout out. Maybe they'll knock a couple months off my bill or something like that. Did you hear that, Blue Cross Blue Shield? That scoring drive. And that's the scoring drive the Arizona Rattlers needed. They needed to get that stop, get the missed field goal attempt, and get the football and drive it down and continue to put the pressure on this Battle Wings defense.
Remember, PK Berry took that shot from Riley Swanson. Back to receive instead is Willis Marshall. He had trouble on Christian Wise earlier in the game when he fumbled the kick return. He is upended. Beautiful tackle from Terrence Sanders.
Well, a couple of things you like to see with this offense, and if our good buddy Randy Gatewood is down there right now, just seeing the combination of what's going on, and as we take a good look at this hit here, is Terrence Sanders just coming down and making sure that all things are happening down there. Randy, are you available for us down there to talk about what's been going on in the second half here with this Rattlers offense?
Of course I'm here. You know, I spend a lot of time in this same offense, so they're running, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of read routes. Davila is very comfortable tonight. He's sitting back. He's picking his targets. He's understanding what the defense is giving him. He's doing an excellent job of throwing the ball early as well. So he's continued to do that. He's having a huge night tonight. So look for him to continue to do that also in the second half as well.
Randy, how often is that? How often, before you leave, how often is that post corner route been part of Danny White's fixed offenses for years?
That route has been part of his system for as long as I can remember. We actually put it in, though, probably about 3 or 4 years after I was in the league, and it's basically an option. It's a read route, and it's based on what the defense is giving them. And they're doing an excellent job tonight of letting the defense show their hand early, and then they're going for it.
Pass is tipped and intercepted by Kelvin Morris. More pressure on Cooper, who throws his first pick of the night.
And that pressure we talked about early on, Tom Leanders, getting pressure up the middle, forcing Cooper to throw the football high. When you watch this, just watch the pressure right up the middle. Guerrero's right there. Guerrero tips the football. There's Morris right there. The old tip drill to get that interception, get that ability. Again, forcing the issue. A young quarterback, you get that situation, you can't throw the football high, and you can't force it down the middle of the field.
You know, actually, I think it might have been Marcus Pittman who put up that big paw and deflected the pass, eventually caught by Kelvin Morris. So the Rattlers will have it when we come back to begin the fourth quarter. Arizona in control, leading by 16 after 3.
Today, with the economy the way it is, if you get sick, the bills can make you even sicker. That's why you want to call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. They will tell you about their new health plans and help you choose the one that's right for you and your family. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has introduced new and more affordable health insurance plans. So don't wait. Call your broker or call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona now to get the facts. To learn more, call your broker, call 866-691-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/TV.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
Some things really are intimidating. Playing poker at Casino Arizona isn't one of them.
The 6th annual Arizona State Poker Championship is here. Sign up and play your best Texas Hold'em to win your share of the $1 million prize pool. Casino Arizona. Elevate your game.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. My mother told me pick the very best one, but both are so good. Maybe there's a way to get 2 for 1. Wishful thinking on my part.
With so many great deals, choosing your Toyota isn't easy. Right now, lease a new Camry for just $199 a month, or get 0% financing for 60 months. Plus, when you buy or lease a new Toyota, get an auto maintenance package at no additional cost. See your Valley Toyota dealers today.
The deflected pass to end that third quarter, interception by Kelvin Morris, and the Rattlers will begin the fourth period with the ball at the 9-yard line.
Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there that brought your kids. A special hello to my pop who's up in Flagstaff. Happy Father's Day to you, Dad.
And the new dad, Davila, looking along the sidelines, and the catch is made. That had to have been an incredible catch by Rod Windsor. We couldn't even see him here from the booth. He stuck up one hand, and somehow the Velcro man made the catch.
And there's John Norris, the head coach for the Battle Wings, going, what the heck are you guys looking at? But Rod Windsor, throw to the back shoulder. This is just a great throw by Davila. He throws this out there. Rod Windsor right there, puts that in, catches it up against the dashboard. The official right there, Sean Hockley, said, hey, look, that's good. If anything, more than anything, it's good. He catches it, he controls it up against the dashboard. The officials say, hey, that's a touchdown. John Norris not real happy about the call by the officials.
Just a phenomenal catch, though, by Windsor. He was bobbling it, put that one arm up. All the fans were there. It looked like it was headed for the front row. Instead, Windsor reeled it in. And for Davila, his 9th touchdown pass of the night, tying his season high for touchdowns in a game. He had the 9 in Utah against the Blaze when Arizona scored 83 points in that game. They now have 65. And they have taken their biggest lead. They are up 23 on the Battle Wings here early in the fourth quarter. Just an incredible catch made by Rod Windsor. Worth another look.
When I start my day off right, I always feel better. So when I decided to cut back on expenses, my gym membership stayed, and the morning lattes, first to go. But even in tough times, you can't cut back on necessities. Like health insurance. Good thing Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona just introduced new health plans that start at under $59 per month. So now I can stay healthy and still watch every penny. To find out more, call your broker, call 877-317-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/rates.
Trucks only.
We have the largest pre-owned truck and SUV inventory in Arizona. Our team of expert buyers constantly search for the best quality vehicles for our customers. Like this 07 Chevy Silverado, $11,995. At Trucks Only, we have sold over 3,700 pre-owned vehicles in the last 12 months. Because we sell more, we can pass on huge savings directly to you. At Trucks Only, it's the customer, always.
Trucks only.
Mesa Apache Junction.
Elevate your night, elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
This scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. It lasted only one play. An amazing catch from Rod Windsor. Time now for our First Credit Union kick to win. And coming up a little shy, not only on the toss earlier, but then on the kick, a chance to win $25,000 from First Credit Union. There he is back to receive again for those of Shreveport. Goes to a knee, back up, and down he goes at the 3-yard line. So, Dan, we had a 2-point game between the Battle Wings and the Rattlers in the third quarter, but now Arizona has scored 21 unanswered points. They've gotten 2 stops from their defense. Bossier Shreveport had the missed field goal, and then we saw the interception from Kelvin Morris after the tip pass by Marcus Pittman.
Very similar to what the Battle Wings went through last week against the Iowa Barnstormers. We talked about that. They got outscored 21-7 in that third quarter, losing 48-42. They made a last-ditch effort at the very end of the game against the Iowa Barnstormers, that being in Bossier Shreveport. So I think what Kevin Guy wants to do right now is just continue that pressure. We talked about the pressure, but bad teams or teams that are struggling all year long, when they get down, they just don't seem to be able to shake it off and get that momentum back. Experienced teams and good teams, they can fall by 12, 14, 15 points and get back in the ball game in just 2 to 3 short plays.
It's been a career night for Nick Davila along with Rod Windsor. That one thrown away by Cooper. Davila 9 touchdown passes. Windsor has caught 5. In that last one-handed snag by Rod Windsor. We featured him at the beginning of the broadcast. At halftime, he was with Randy Gatewood, but it has just been an exceptional rookie year for the 25-year-old Rod Windsor, and now maybe a little concern for the Rattlers, just hoping he can stick around for the rest of the season.
I think the Arena Football League is going to be sending an invoice to one Gary Cooper. That's about the 5th throw he's thrown into the stands. I mean, they're great Father's Day gifts for all the fathers that are out here. Maybe a mother that catches it to give it to the pop, but have to slow down those throwaways.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's his intent. Pretty catch made by Willis Marshall. Bounces off the board. Now being pursued by Riley Swanson, who tries to strip him, and Marshall takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line.
I don't know if he bounced off the board. He sprung off the dasher board. What a great throw and great catch here. Gary Cooper just sidearm, little slinger from the side, throws it around the corner. Kenny Stabler from the right side, maybe Bernie Kosar. But there's Marshall. Swanson comes up to make the play. He bounces off the dasher board. Nice little kickoff of the 7-inch pads on that side.
And if you're new to Arena Football League rules, you are still in play if you are not pushed off those dasher boards.
You know, you talked about Pittman earlier getting that block on the pass by Cooper, and Morris getting the interception. That time, again, the pressure up the middle. Pittman getting his arm up there, forcing Cooper to throw that football short, trying to throw it to the outside to Marshall. And that's what you need. You need your defensive line to create havoc for that quarterback. Make him make a play. Make him make a throw.
And John Morris's team needing a touchdown to try to stay in this game. Nothing doing. Rattlers' defense has been excellent, especially here in the second half. We talked about the 2 stops already. Shropshire in on that play defensively as they put Dozart to the turf.
Well, Shropshire, this defensive line, they've been creating that havoc the entire night. Get to the outside. There's Hawthorne right there, just stuffing the outside, getting out there to Shropshire, not allowing this team to allow Byron Dozart to get to the outside. But this is where these guys have to step up. It's 3rd down. This is 2-down territory for the Battle Wings to try to get back within earshot.
And the field really shrinks for Gary Cooper. He's pressured, and the pass is tipped away. Flag dropped. Excellent defense as the pass was broken up by Terrence Sanders.
Well, again, we talk about the defensive line. They are really doing a great job. Mark Tucker, who's a defensive line, offensive line coach, has really inspired them.
Illegal defense.
Penalty against Shropshire. The linebacker was out of that imaginary box.
Automatic first down.
And it will be a first down for the Battle Wings.
Well, it's no longer an imaginary boxer, Tommy Lee. They have it specifically. It is that square, especially when you're down the middle of the field. It's right there. So Shropshire just a little anxious that time. You got to stay back, stay within that proverbial 4-foot by 4-foot square.
Then the 3-yard line, another flag drops, and a pitched pass by Cooper, who went down at the hands of number 77, Antaj Hawthorne.
I think this might be on Shropshire again, as he got there a little bit earlier, or either that or an offside.
Formation on the MAC linebacker.
Yep.
Moving forward before the snap. Half the distance to the goal, replay, first down.
Well, and what Kevin Guy is yelling at Shropshire, you've got to stay back. He's starting to time the count. There you see him coming early. You have to stay back until the ball is snapped. You can come anytime after that, so he's starting to cheat it a little bit. He's starting to cheat there. He's starting to see him leaning right there, Tom Leander. You've got to sit back until the snap of the football. So it's back-to-back penalties on Shropshire.
And now it looks like maybe Arizona drew the Battle Wings offside. And Mokeet Ruffins on the left side of that O-line.
Neutral zone infraction on the defense.
Oh, another one against the Rattlers. That's penalty number 13 on Arizona tonight.
Well, you can see it right here coming at you. Right there's Pittman again. If you go in there, you cross the neutral zone at all, and Pittman's probably thinking, hey, look, I just barely got in there and got back. So they're going to call that on the Rattlers, and all of a sudden, after 3 penalties back to back to back, this Battle Wings team has the first down.
How many more times can you go half the distance before finally putting that football into the end zone? About 3 inches away right now. Dozart is in the backfield. Cooper's going to throw it, and it's complete for the touchdown to P.J. Berry.
Well, that's just a well-designed play right there, Tom. It's just a nice, just a quick slant there. Cooper Barry basically takes a step and talk about a quick sidearm release. Reminds me a little Bernie Kosar. He throws it from about not 3/4, but about 70. Looks like 65, 70%. But again, the quick snap release to throw it outside to P.J. Barry for the easy touchdown. Look at this throw right here. Just a little snap. Throws it in between Pittman from the outside. This looks like a little Bernie Kosar. We say that throwing it around the corner. Around the corner of the building right there.
How many different release angles have we seen from Gary Cooper tonight?
But that's what's needed for a good Arena Football League quarterback. We saw Kurt Warner take that from the Arena Football League into the National Football League, throwing it high, throwing it low, throwing it around the corner. Push passes. I mean, how many push passes did we see Kurt Warner this last couple of years do that little flip pass in front of him for a big game?
I think for an Arena Football League quarterback, you're just trying to survive out there and get rid of the football before the ambush comes.
Trust me, Gary Cooper is toast. He's been pressured. He's had to make a lot of throws off balance. He's had that escapability factor. I mean, this is where you have to really rely on your stamina and have that strength and get a little bit of help from your offensive linemen.
They go for the 2-point conversion. James Jordan goes into the back of the end zone and makes the catch. So the 2-point conversion is good for Bossier Shreveport, and 10:06 still to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Battle Wings still have a pulse.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
I'm Pat McMahon, and I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience how many unique and inexpensive items I've come across at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart. You too can shop fantastic. Over 500,000 brand new items under one roof at the fantastic Indoor Swap Mart, located at 27th Avenue in Camelback in Phoenix. You'll find everything you need and want at incredibly low prices. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 6. What's it called? The fantastic Indoor Swap Mart.
Today, with the economy the way it is, if you get sick, the bills can make you even sicker. That's why you want to call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. They will tell you about their new health plans and help you choose the one that's right for you and your family. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has introduced new and more affordable health insurance plans. So don't wait. Call your broker or call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona now to get the facts. To learn more, call your broker, call 866-691-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/TV.
Rattlers' 21-0 run comes to an end as the Battle Wings finally score here in the fourth quarter, and we will take a look at tonight's Team IDOT laser pass of the game as they are moving and grooving here at U.S. Airways Center, enjoying a Saturday night with the Rattlers. Davila, one of his 9 touchdown strikes. Caught by J.J. McKelvey. Both of those players putting up huge numbers, along with Rod Windsor, who's 8 catches for 134 yards and 5 TDs.
I would say that along with the fans, this Arizona Rattlers passing game is busting a move, if you know what I'm talking about, Tommy Leander.
Here comes Trandon Harvey trying to bust loose, and he does. Trandon Harvey cuts right, still on his feet, and taken down to the 15-yard line. A solid return by the Rattlers, Trandon Harvey.
Nice to have Trandon Harvey back in the fold, relegated to pretty much a return guy, but Trandon Harvey, you look at this young man having the capabilities, does a good job just allowing his blockers to set things up. Look at the patience of Trandon Harvey. Riley Swanson right there, also coming out to make a nice block to get out there. Allison Harrion does also a very good job. And guys, this time, no penalties on the kickoff return. So Trandon Harvey, nice to have Trandon back in the fold after 1 week off.
He brings so much speed and quickness to this team. Danny White saying that, as a group of receivers, the Rattlers have the most talented wideouts. When you throw Harvey in there along with Todd DeVoe, who's now in the mix, Davila is pressured, rattled in the pocket, was looking for Rod Windsor. And now Davila, though, is still down, and he is shaken up.
Well, Xavier Kennedy just came from his right side as he's throwing through. It looks like he hits him right in the lower midsection, right around the stomach. And sometimes you get that wind knocked out of you. But Xavier Kennedy, the big fella from he's about 6'5", 300 pounds. But Nick Davila trying to step up into the throw, steps up right into the helmet of one Xavier Kennedy. So it looks like Nick's going to come out and take what we call the proverbial 20-second timeout for all you NBA fans out there. Tommy Leander.
And in comes Billy Ferris, the backup quarterback out of Colorado State. Engineered his first AFL scoring drive a few weeks back in the win over Utah. And we'll see if this is just a short-term problem for Davila and an opportunity for Billy Ferris. And on the move is Rod Windsor. Ferris drops back, has a great arm, looks for Windsor, touchdown on his first pass of the night. What a play from Billy Ferris. Fresh in off the Arizona Rattler bench.
You gotta love that for a backup quarterback. Had a 2-point conversion earlier in the game in the first half. He comes in there and his first throw, nice post-corner route this time by Rod Windsor, but the timing, great timing this time by Billy Ferris. Lay that up and out there. What a great throw, great timing. Good for you, Billy Ferris, to be sitting there watching all these touchdown passes going back and forth by Nick Davila. You got to feel good for the young man, don't you, Tom?
How difficult is that for a guy who's been sitting on the sidelines? He drops back, and his first pass was picture perfect.
Call that adrenaline, Tom. I've been in that boat. Not that I've thrown any touchdown passes coming off the bench, but you come in, you're fired up, you're excited. Danny White called that play specifically for one Billy Ferris. Isolation with Rod Windsor. If you're going to throw one play, one shot, you're going to throw it to the best, one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in all the land. Randy Gaywood featured him in the opening tonight. Rod Windsor up and out in the upstretched arms of one Rod Windsor. Rattlers 72. Battle Wings 50. Fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the All-Pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Elevate your everyday. Elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
The two-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their third arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football pick.
A very special moment for that young man, 25-year-old backup quarterback Billy Ferris. Davila goes down with an injury. He comes in right off the bench and throws a touchdown to Windsor, who now has picked up his 6th touchdown catch of the night.
Well, 2 for 3 on the year, now make it 3 for 4 in the year. Second touchdown pass as you talked to, Tom. And you got to feel good for the backup quarterback or any backups that can come in and contribute during a tightly knit game like this.
72 points on the board for the Rattlers. Barry is hammered at the 10.
Well, J.J. McKelvey.
Let's go back to this. This is a shot at Billy Ferris. You know, he normally charts Davila on his passing attempts and his touchdown. Well, he had to run back over the clipboard and then, log in his touchdown pass. Way to go, Billy.
You got to feel good about that. That's like a pitcher charting pitches as he comes off the field. Hey, I got a no-no going here. Let's see, 3 Ks, that's 12 Ks on the game. It's 7 innings. You got to feel good for anybody that comes in off the bench and has immediate success.
Cooper nearly flushed out of pocket and then pitches it to to his big man, Kenyon Scott. And Scott takes it to the 21-yard line.
Well, Kenyon Scott rambling down there, and you look at this big fella lumbering down there at about 325 pounds. We looked at these guys before the game, and Tom, you and I are going, my. Now that Kenyon Scott kid, that's a big, young man. Here's Morris trying to get him stood up, got the helmet down. Hey, he's just holding on for dear life as some of the other Rattlers can come in and clean up. But isn't it scary, these guys at 300, 225 pounds, the way they can lumber down the field and stride down the field? I mean, you look at guys and the athletes that are playing in the Arena Football League and how phenomenal they are in making those types of things happen.
There's a loss of down from the previous
So a loss of down, I believe he may have been an ineligible receiver because, again, Cooper was in trouble. You have to raise your hand if you're an offensive lineman to be eligible as a tight end. Another unique toss from Gary Cooper. We've seen so many different little kind of pitch plays and sidearm tosses by Cooper. Again, just trying to stay alive back there in the pocket.
I will say this, you're right, Tom. He is very creative with the football, but you have to understand that right guard, he's going to become like he is right now. He's raising his hand now. Might have forgot about it the last time. Every time you have to designate who the tight end is when you come up to the line of scrimmage.
Cooper, again, pressure, down he goes. This time it was Ron Jones and company.
But Ron Jones, who created the sack in the end zone for the safety in the first quarter, Ron Jones, that's his second sack on the night when you look at the safety early. But Ron Jones, you got Shropshire coming up the middle. Right from the right side of your screen, there's Hawthorne creating it. Then there's Ron Jones, second sack of the night. Young man that's come alive, and also in there, Joe Shropshire creating a havoc, creating all of the confusion by the offensive line. And Ronnie Jones, his sixth sack of the year to keep that going.
Marcus Pittman was there, helping to apply the pressure. He was the one that deflected the pass, which resulted in the Kelvin Morris interception, which really helped turn the tide in this game. That was that deflected pass at the end of the third quarter, and it led to another Davila touchdown pass. It was a one-handed catch by Windsor, and Arizona has been in control ever since early in the third quarter. Now remember, Cooper threw a touchdown pass to P.J. Berry. It was a 2-point game, 44-42. Then the Rattlers reeled off 21 consecutive points thanks to 2 defensive stops.
Well, now this is where the defense can't allow a big play to go down the field on fourth down. They've got to make a stop, or don't let them get behind them on a play.
Pass is deflected by Kelvin Morris. And the Battle Wings will turn it over on downs. Third stop of the second half by the Rattlers defense. That has to please their head coach and defensive guru, Kevin Guy.
Well, that's one of those things, and that's what you want on fourth down to get that stop. And there he is, Morris. And it looked as if that time that Gary Cooper's receivers were not ready. And that's what happens when you create all that going on with your defensive line. It forces the quarterback to throw that football early.
We'll take the timeout here in the 6-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. The intense Kevin Guy, he wanted the knockout punch here in the second half, and he's received it.
Elevate your night, elevate your game. Casino, Arizona.
As a quarterback, I learned to make the right decisions on the field. The decision to make Scottsdale Healthcare the official hospital for the Arizona Rattlers was personal. I had shoulder surgery at Shea Medical Center several years ago. With the leading physicians, the latest technology, and a compassionate staff, I know you'll receive world-class patient care from the all-pro team at Scottsdale Healthcare, including ASMC, the official team physicians for the Rattlers. To learn more, call or go online at shc.org.
Another stop from the Arizona Rattlers defense. This is their getaway game because the next 3 coming on the road. It'll start in Jacksonville a week from today. Jacksonville now 7-3 after being pounded by Orlando last night, 70-48. But Jacksonville, the Sharks, they are still unbeaten at home. Then it's on to Spokane and at Chicago. That game at Spokane is huge. The Rattlers with a win here would remain just 1 game behind Spokane in the Western Division. Billy Ferris still in at quarterback, hands it off to his big man, and that's John Booker. He was tripped up at about the 7-yard line.
Danny White, we thought we had just a quick pump fake. Give it underneath, hand off to Booker. They thought they had the defensive end on that side. Held coming up the field, but he held his ground that time and just barely tripped it up, trying to give the big fella a little bit of love and let him score a touchdown.
I talked about that road trip and going into Spokane. They now have the best record in the league, 8-2, after their convincing win over Tulsa last night. Ferris now on second down. Drops back, good protection, fires it, looking for McKelvey, wide left.
Well, this is a quarterback that's over-anxious. It was wide open, and Danny's kind of smiling, and Billy Ferris right there, anxious, threw this football off his back leg, had plenty of time to just basically throw this with just a little bit of touch. J.J. McKelvey saying, a little touch right here, just get there, and just a little anxious, a high throw. He could have put this ball on the money, and that's one that Billy Ferris is going, dang, just like you talked about. Hey, it was so easy with that one throw to Rod Windsor. That one too wide open for Billy Ferris.
It'll be J.J. McKelvey on the fly. Third down for Ferris. A little touch pass into the end zone, and that falls incomplete, so it'll be fourth down, and now decision time for Danny White along with Kevin Guy. You let the Rattlers go for it or bring on Scotcha. The Rattlers still firmly in control, 72-50. Approaching the 4-minute mark here of the fourth quarter.
Well, I think for the experience's sake, I like the Rattlers playing Billy Ferris. He needs some experience, and there's no need to have Nick Davila in there taking unnecessary shots for the rest of the game. We got 4 minutes left in this football game. Allow Billy Ferris to go in there and have some success. Allow him to go in there and make a play. Here you have fourth down. They're going to go for it. This is what Danny White wants to see out of his backup quarterback, to convert the fourth down to a touchdown.
Fourth down, Ferris, touchdown to Rod Windsor. There you go, Dan. Showing some confidence in Billy Ferris, giving him some experience here in the fourth quarter, and it pays off. Another score for Rod Windsor. And for Rod, that is his 7th touchdown reception of the night. That's right, 7.
Good eyes right there by Billy Ferris. He looked left, came back to the slant route to Rod Windsor. He jumps to the inside of the cornerback and does a good job. And that's the whole thing right there. We talked about the eyes of Nick Davila, using his eyes to look off the safeties and the corners. And Billy Ferris does a good job right there. Look left to come back to the quick slant. And Rod Windsor, the go-to guy. If I'm a backup quarterback, absolutely I'm going to run Rod Windsor. As you see this Arizona Rattlers team up 79-50. There it is. Nice little quick slant. Rod Windsor securing the football, and that you got the Arizona Rattlers in total control with 4 minutes to make that 3:10 left in this fourth quarter, 79-50.
When I start my day off right, I always feel better. So when I decided to cut back on expenses, my gym membership stayed, and the morning lattes, first to go. But even in tough times, you can't cut back on necessities, like health insurance. Good thing Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona just introduced new health plans that start at under $59 per month. So now I can stay healthy and still watch every penny. To find out more, call your broker, call 877-317-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/rates.
Elevate your everyday. Elevate your game. Casino Arizona.
Your attention, please. Goodbye Auto Auction is auctioning off high-quality used automobiles and trucks. Every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Goodbye Auto Auction offers you an opportunity to bid on a huge inventory of well-conditioned automobiles. Bidding starts as low as $300. The gates open at 8. Auction starts at 9. Goodbye Auto Auction is located at 2956 West Osborne. For more information, call 602-523-3339. Remember, it's every Wednesday at Goodbye Auto Auction.
Back here at U.S. Airways Arena, wanted to give everybody an update on Nick Davila. He is healthy. He is okay. That last play, he had a got the wind knocked out of him, but he is available and he is ready. He'll be ready for next week's game.
And you know what, Randy, talk about Billy Ferris, how he's come in and a couple of touchdown passes, how vitally important Billy Ferris is for this team if Nick were to go down.
Very, very important. You know, the backup quarterback never really gets the recognition he deserves.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you. I wanted you to say that for all of us backup quarterbacks that have lived and died the National Football League. Thank you for giving us the love, if you don't mind.
Manute, you're very, very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. I played a lot of years of football, man, and the backup quarterback never gets the recognition he deserves. But Billy's waited. He's got an opportunity tonight. He's came in. He's thrown a few touchdown passes tonight. He's given him some confidence that he can do it if something was to happen to Nick. But Nick is ready, and he'll be ready next week as well.
Combining for 11 touchdown passes, Davila and Billy Ferris. Taking over from the 5-yard line, the Battle Wings looking like they're going to fall to 3-8 this season. Cooper is pressured, throws another one into the crowd, and that last Rattlers scoring drive brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Arizona. Second touchdown pass from Ferris, and Rod Windsor just keeps padding his numbers. Boy, you would have to think he is going to be the Rookie of the Year in the Arena Football League this season. Came in with the 25 receiving touchdowns. Also had 6 rushing touchdowns coming into this game. But now for Rod, 31 total touchdowns and add 7 more. So 38 touchdowns for Windsor this season.
Well, talk about 2 rookies. You've got your quarterback, Nick Davila. You got Rod Windsor. I mean, you got your combinations. You go co-rookies of the year in the Arena Football League. But I think one of the things that really helps ignite this Arizona Rattlers offense is that the quarterback, Nick Davila, is starting to understand this offense. And Randy, if you're still with us down there, talk to us about seeing the young quarterbacks and how long it took Cedric Bonner and Reptis to learn this offense of Danny White and the complications and all the things you have to go through when you finally get that, 3, 4, 5 games later?
Cooper throws it again. Here's another souvenir, and was that a father in the crowd who lost it to his son? A nice attempt at the catch. The dad is still laid out, and the kid comes up with a football. There are a lot of happy kids and fans tonight.
You've got to like that. And again, throwing it away. What's this throwaway number 9? Nice catch, Pop.
Intercepted by the kid.
Now, here's the son takes it away from his dad. What a great job. You got to love that on Father's Day. And again, just want to wish all the fathers out there a very happy Father's Day. Tom Leander, to you and all those that are out there, happy Father's Day that are watching tonight's telecast.
And a good night for the Rattlers. On their way to their 5th consecutive win. Our producer tonight has been Scott Garifo, technical director Steve Feinberg, ML Freitag on graphics, stage manager Brianna Burke, Eric Cohen here on stats, the Burke Brothers Technical and Production Services, and also want to thank Pete Burr, our open producer and editor, and Kevin Flock on audio. Still a minute to go here in the 4th quarter. Katie Hartley standing by with our healthy tip of the night.
Healthy. Did you know that your body needs 75 to 90 milligrams per day of vitamin C, which is found in citrus fruits, bell peppers, strawberries, and broccoli? This is a healthy living tip brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Log on to azblue.com/rattlers for more information on new, more affordable health insurance plans that meet your needs. Back to you guys.
Can I just throw all that in a blender and just make it all happen? Broccoli, strawberries, citrus fruits. And
what are you worried about? You're having your roast, or your prime rib.
Prime rib roast with the asparagus.
Oh, there we go. We are going to have some vegetables.
Yes,
okay,
asparagus.
You left that out last time.
The salad, and no breads, no potatoes. You got to keep it lean, Tom Landry. When you get above 35 plus or minus years old, you've got to keep things on the lean side.
You're talking about yourself? 35 or older. There's Cooper. Oh, and it's knocked away, fumbled, recovered by Arizona. Antaj Hawthorne falls on it and then takes it to the 6-yard line.
But you got to love that. We talked about the defensive line. We talked about Mike Keys this evening. The pressure that this defense had to put on this Battle Wings offense and this offensive line. Antaj Hawthorne, 310 pounds. Look at the size. Just coming to the outside and just gets a nice scrape that time by Guerrero, and there's Hawthorne to kind of clean it all up right there. So Guerrero having a great game. Pittman, Jones, this is a concerted effort by this defensive line to play as well as they did. And I really believe that Mark Tucker, who's the offensive line, defensive line coach, called Connie Kawhi, to really, these guys right here to get that game ball. They're going to split the game ball with the offensive line, the defensive line. Since there are no more specialists per se, guys have to go both ways. These guys right there. Give me a smile there, fellas. There's a big guy right there, number 70, Marcus Pittman. Had a deflection, a couple deflections, doing an outstanding job of stepping up and making sure they took care of business tonight against the Battle Wings.
Yeah, you really can't say enough about this Arizona Rattlers defense. They have come up with 4 stops in the second half. They came into this game with 5 sacks, Dan. They've had 4 sacks tonight, 2 fumble recoveries, and remember that safety early on from Antaj Hawthorne. The Rattlers will be content to run out the clock. 79-50, though if they do put it into the end zone, Dan, that would be a new franchise record for points in a game. Remember, they scored the 83 earlier this season against Utah, but I don't think that's of much concern to Danny White. He was actually overly concerned with the lake near his cabin that he drove to in Springerville yesterday, drove up and back because of the algae in the lake. So he took a crash course in ecosystems.
And what he did to help create, to clean up the mess, so to speak, he took barley bales up there with him and threw them in his 3 to 4 acre lake. Put the barley bales in there in reference to helping the trout survive there in his 3 to 4 acre lake.
Save the fish. That's what Danny White was concerned with yesterday. And tonight, as Arizona Rattlers have won their 5th consecutive game. The Rattlers now improve to 7-3 on the season. Battle Wings fall to 3-8, and they win the getaway game. 3 tough games ahead on the road.
And the biggest thing here for the Rattlers is they took care of business. They gave the pass protection to Nick Davila in order for him to throw the ball deep down the field by he and Billy Pierce. On the other side, let's give this defensive line of the Rattlers a big, big gold star as well. Both the offensive and defensive lines did a great job of making things happen, and the Rattlers hold serve here in the Snake Pit and win as they should.
They win it 79-50 here over the Battle Wings. The Rattlers hit the road for 3 games and return home on Friday, July 16th. Good seats still available, so call 602-379-2333 or log on to azrattlers.com to order your tickets. For Dan Minucci, Randy Gatewood, Katie Hartley, and our entire Arizona Rattlers crew, I'm Tom Leander. Good night from downtown Phoenix. Rattlers Football is a presentation of Sidewinder Investment Group in association with Owens Harkey Advertising.
Is there an addiction causing problems in your life? Are you hiding that addiction from others? Are you or someone you love suffering from an addiction? Then it's time to do something about it. Calvary has been your addiction recovery solution for over 45 years.
It's an amazing experience.
Calvary saved my life.
Get help. Call Calvary Addiction Recovery Center at 866-76-SOBER before it's too late.
Today, with the economy the way it is, if you get sick, the bills can make you even sicker. That's why you want to call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. They will tell you about their new health plans and help you choose the one that's right for you and your family. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has introduced new and more affordable health insurance plans. So don't wait. Call your broker or call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona now to get the facts. To learn more, call your broker, call 866-691-BLUE, or visit azblue.com/TV.
The 2-time champion Arizona Rattlers are back with a bang and are hungry to bring their 3rd arena football title back where it belongs. Experience hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-scoring arena football like never before at the U.S. Airways Arena. Good seats start at just $10. That's right, only $10. Bring the family to come meet the players and cheer loud for your Arizona Rattlers. It's snake season, and the Arizona Rattlers are back with a fight. Visit azrattlers.com. That's azrattlers.com to get the ticks for your football fix.
Bomb the hell out of targets you couldn't see if you stood on top of them. Nobody ever thanked me.
Colonel, just exactly what did you want to see me about?
Your CO. He's a good man. I've got a lot of respect for him. A personal favor to him.